Hi, beautiful people. Happy Good Friday if you're celebrating and all that good stuff. And I hope that you're having an amazing day and that you're going to have an amazing weekend. I happen to have the whole weekend off, and I wanted to go over some stuff and get some folks together. Okay. Number one, I had a conversation yesterday with Pizarro about marijuana, and I'm wondering how did that conversation go so left? Now, I had somebody jump up here on my panel and it went left quick. I don't apologize for any of that shit. Yesterday, I was trying to host a panel and a conversation, and the shit just went left. But if I can find that stream, I might play a part of it for you. But by my comment section, I could tell that some of you are just in your feelings, and y'all gonna have to stay in your feelings. If you don't like the conversation, if you can't handle the conversation, then I'm gonna need you to exit. And then some of my moderators that I'm like, if my moderators are not for me, then y'all can just turn in your wrenches and go. Because some of you have been calling me, and if you haven't noticed, I have not responded to your calls in any kind of way because I'm not interested in you anymore. Okay. My question, how you doing, RNY? Hey D, hey Burn Dog. So some of you are gonna have to just stay in your feelings. I take back any apologies that I gave after listening to my live stream. Here's why. You're not gonna be disrespectful to me on my panel. All I asked you guys was, is marijuana a gateway drug? Marijuana happens to be classified as, I have it here. Marijuana is classified as a Schedule 1 drug. So if you tell me that I'm hot as hell in this tracksuit I just bought. Let me greet y'all first. If you tell me that it's not a drug because you're using it, and I'm like, why are you trying to demonize it? I didn't come on here calling you guys names. I didn't come on here calling you guys addicts. I didn't disrespect you guys at all. But what you're not going to do is put words on my mouth or trying to make me feel like I'm stupid because we have a difference of opinion. I was very respectful to you guys. Okay? So if you don't like the conversation, exit quickly. Y'all don't pay my bills. I don't get cash apps for coming. Thank y'all for your cash apps and y'all donations. But I came to have a mature conversation, not to give you guys commentary so y'all can try to twist my words and shit the next day. Now, I heard Pizarro say on her platform that I said alcohol was not harmful. When did I say that? When did I say that? Tell me right now in the chat. We can call it out. I plan on having these kind of conversations, but I want to have these kind of conversations with people that can have a difference of opinion. I went off on that person on the panel because she kept saying I wasn't making sense. And what you're not going to do is undermine what I'm saying. I know there's different reasons why something is called a drug. I also spoke about the Reagan era with the just say no to drugs. And a lot of things was classified. I do not feel that marijuana should be classified as a Schedule 1 drug. If you can't handle the conversation, leave my fucking chat because I don't need you here. I want to talk to the people that really want to have a conversation about what the hell is going on in our society. And I think y'all didn't get the memo. A lot of you want to talk about meth, thinking that you're going to put me down or something like that. We could talk about it, but what you're not going to do is undermine what I know, who I am, and what these conversations are about. You can hit the link and have a mature conversation, but if that conversation goes left and I excuse you from the house, please leave politely and don't leave me novels in my comment section. Are we clear? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all understand what I'm saying. And if you don't like what I'm saying, fucking leave. I don't need you guys. We're good. I got to turn on my air condition. Hey, but before we get into that, y'all, did y'all like my new suit? Wait, I'm show it to you. Did y'all like it? I was shopping with someone today online. I don't know if y'all like it or not, but I'm trying to ease into things that's a little bit more fitted. Y'all know that Joanna and I have this, I'm trying to dress Joanna, right? Do you guys think she would wear something like this? Let me turn on my air conditioning. I'll be right back. Run DMC. Oh, hold on. Okay, y'all. So we're going to try this conversation again. And I don't need your feelings. You like it? For real? I got it. Y'all want to see the other one I bought? I saw this outfit on a mannequin. And you have an Adidas outfit like this? For real? I saw this outfit. We're going to get into the marijuana conversation in a second. And again, if y'all in y'all feelings, just leave. Because if I curse you guys out, it's because I was feeling a certain kind of way. But if I kick y'all off the panel, you can always come back. Pizarro, you put a lot of words in my mouth, fool. I just got through listening to your live stream, and I wish, let me drop a link for Pizarro. I wish I would have listened to that stream before I hit her panel. But anyways, for real, uppity, I got this one, and I got, y'all want to see the other one? I have one that's like pink that I want to wear. I'll show it to you guys. I went shopping. So anyways, you guys, let's get into this conversation. Wigs and Wine, I see you. Hey, Sassy. Hey, uppity Negro. HTZ said, did I drop that link for Pizarro? You said you're trying to dress Joanna. Not trying to dress her. I want to meet Joanna. Joanna only lives like an hour from me. What's good, Ness? Joanna only lives like an hour from me. And yeah, so I want to put her in an MU type outfit, and she's going to pick out an outfit for me. So I was thinking that I would wear, y'all want to see it again? So I was thinking of putting her in something like this. Or, like, you know, and it's just a classic, like, you know, I feel like there's more tags. And then I got a pink one that I was thinking about giving this one to Joanna. I can show it to you guys. Hold on. I got... Yeah, I had to go shopping because in my closet, I couldn't find anything for Joanna. So I got this one because remember I bought that white tracksuit. So I got this one, you guys. What, it's pink? Do you like it? And I always buy like the same type of outfits. And then I got the sweater to go with it. Do you guys like it? So I'm trying. All right, let me get into this commentary real quick. Really quickly. So yes, I think that Joanna will look good as something like this. And hopefully, you know, while I have this little break, we can meet. I like Joanna. Kinzu's coming up. Okay, but I'm not going to have a... I'll let you up for a second. What's good? You like it? Because I want to get into my commentary. What's up, Kinzu?
Oh, I thought you was doing a marijuana conversation. I was going to tap in on
Yeah, but I dropped the link for Pizarro, and she does... You could tap in it in because I want to bring Pizarro up. But she doesn't do panels with guys. But if you want to...
I'll wait. I'll let y'all do your thing. I just want to chime in on that.
Chime in real fast.
As a person who has, been sober from other harder things for a while, marijuana has always been a medicinal type thing for me. More of like a kind of like a tea, like a herb, you know what I mean? I don't look at it as a drug, especially considering that it was only created as far as being a Schedule 1 drug.
Oh my God, I got a but okay. You just said I'm so...
Go ahead.
You know what I need to do? Okay, what we need to do is have a panel. I need someone that actually have studied this shit because
well, I have. That's what
guys can come up, but and Pizarro's in the chat. Guys can come up. If Pizarro, like yesterday, Pizarro and I was having a conversation. So because of that, no, I'm not gonna let guys up on a panel with Pizarro. That's not how she rolls. But let me say this: I don't really want to dispute. I'm not being biased, Pizarro. Let me say this: you just said it was a Schedule 1 drug.
That's what they
okay, but the days are now. I'm not saying that I agree with it being a Scheduled 1 drug, and I'll tell you why, because I'll read what a Scheduled 1 drug is. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. That had a lot to do with the war on drugs. And I'm not demonizing marijuana, and I'm not saying that it doesn't have medicinal purposes, and it doesn't. And that's my problem with the Scheduled 1. They're trying to say it's highly addictive. I disagree with that. They were trying to make marijuana in the Reagan era with the Just Say No to Drugs, which actually started more with Bush, but they were trying to demonize it. And we all know that families got broken up, and the only way they could demonize it was to say it was dangerous and all that stuff. But the way that it's classified is a drug, but it does alter the mood. And I'm not saying it should be a Schedule 1 drug. And I understand it has benefits to it. But everything that we take has pros and cons. I don't care if it's food. I don't care what it is. It all does something. It has good and it has bad. So I don't want you to mistake that I'm trying to say that, hey, you guys smoke weed, you're bad people, you're addicted. It's like meth or heroin. But do you want to know what other drugs are Scheduled 1 drugs? I don't agree with that. But I'm not going to argue if it's a drug or not, because if you want to argue that, go argue with the experts that classified it as a drug.
Well, I look at it like a lot of that. Now, you did say Ronald Reagan, the war on drugs. Most people don't know it was way before that. It was during the Prohibition era.
I just said it was before that. I said it actually started before that. But when it became popular, because if you don't remember, Bush got caught. I don't know. Bush got caught talking about the effects of drugs and how it can how it would take care of 2 problems: the colored problem and the drug problem. And so whites are going to have casualties. That's what was said. So it does go before that. But we can't say that it's not a drug, but to label it as dangerous as heroin, we know that's political, and it's not as dangerous as heroin.
Right.
Okay, it's not. But I don't want you. Is that you up? Oh, you look so cute. Okay, wait, let me bring her up. Are you trying to come up? Let me bring. Oh, see, you're trying to come up. It was so cute, uppity. So I don't want you guys to argue that, because I don't want you guys to mistake. I don't want you to think that I'm saying that you guys are doing heroin or stuff like that. And I feel like that's what was being twisted from the conversation yesterday. And I was talking to a bunch of people, and then it was said that I think alcohol is not dangerous, when several of you on my platform has heard me say that you need to go to the hospital if you're detoxing from alcohol or opioids. So please don't put words in my mouth and play with my sector.
I hear that. Well, that's all I really want to add to it. As far as I knew where your point of view was. You know what I'm saying? I understood your perspective from yesterday, but I was just adding to it as far as somebody who uses marijuana but did harder things. We already know my story, and I don't even put them in the same category as far as the way it affects my mood, or things of that nature.
I agree with you.
Yeah, but
I agree, and I've said this. I have friends. Sobriety looks different for a lot of people.
Right.
All right. So I have known people that have quit using heroin. Actually, Tita Talk. She's a popular YouTuber in the beef sector. Well, now she just kind of does her own thing, and she stopped. She's been sober and she smokes marijuana, and that is sobriety for her. It helps her.
Right.
And I'm not trying to tell her story. She's very public. She tells her own story. But what I'm saying is there's another person who came on my panel who stopped using heroin and he smokes marijuana and his life is just fine. So I'm not disputing the fact that it does help people. I'm not disputing that at all. I recognize that. And I do know somebody that, just like you said, if you use harder substances, then of course you're not going to feel like marijuana is a drug and stuff like that. I'm simply talking about how it's classified. I'm not talking about my personal opinion of the drug. Okay.
Yes. Well, it's been a pleasure chiming in. I just want to add my little 2 cents in there, as a person who has experience on that end. But yeah, I'll be in the chat.
How long have you been sober now, by the way? You've been sober for a while. Hey, Angela.
Almost. Sorry. The year and some, like, what, 4 months or something? 5. I have it written down somewhere.
I use an app. I don't even count anymore. I count
counting. Once I got to a certain thing, it's like it's not even in my mind anymore.
Yeah, I don't count either.
But I know it's bit because since before August of last year. So yeah, about a year and about 7 months maybe.
Congratulations. Honestly, congratulations. You're doing great. And I don't want you guys to be afraid to express your opinions to me. Y'all know I'm really passionate about stuff, but I absolutely agree with what you're saying. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Likewise. Well, I'm gonna chime down. Let Pizarro come up here, and y'all, I'll be in the chat or whatever. I'm always here for support. And much love to you, and you have a good one. I like your outfit too. Keep killing it with the 1980s joint. pull out, play some My Adidas when you in the car. My Adidas by Run DMC.
Okay, I have to look that up. All right.
All right, you have a good one now.
All right, bye, Kenzu.
Bye.
All right. All right. And all right, you guys. So I did feel some kind of way after my streaming. I don't know why. Hey, 2Ps. Hey, Reese. I'm gonna read your comments from my phone. Lonnie says, I've been around people who did hard drugs, but I've never done them. I want you guys to be clear. I'm not putting anybody down. And my original questions was, is marijuana a gateway drug? And when I go in to study something, I actually try to disprove what I'm saying. When you're doing research on something, you should try to find reasons why it's not what you think, okay? And I honestly did. Do I think that marijuana is a gateway drug now? No, I think if you're prone to addiction, you're prone to addiction. And because I've spoken to too many people that they have no desire to use any other drug. I think that people that are looking for distraction or they've been traumatized or whatever, the brain it is what it is. But I do not feel like it's a gateway drug. But if you ask me, is marijuana a drug, right? The answer is simply yes. It's used for certain things in a way that is classified. I just think that it's misclassified, and I think that the reason why it's classified that way, well, it's not that I think, the reasons why it's classified that way, when it was classified and how they were treating it like this dangerous drug and who was getting arrested for it. I don't understand why we can't, you guys, especially when y'all talking about conspiracies and shit like that, why can't we have a mature conversation like that instead of twisting my words like I'm trying to demonize it? And moderators, if you have somebody in the chat that you see, you can look up their channels and they're a troll. You know, Pizarro knew good and damn well that person that was saying, I told Pizarro that that person in my chat was a troll that was saying that heroin and that marijuana is like heroin. They're trying to get you guys upset, all right? So that's what it is. Let me look at the comments in my chat. And if you guys want to chime in, that's fine. But I don't want my words misconstrued because it's already a touchy kind of subject, which I didn't mean for it to be. And again, I take back any apology from yesterday, because as I listened to that live stream, when you're saying things like you're not making sense and trying to discredit what I'm saying, I didn't say that to any of you. And it went left because you went left, period. And if you don't like it, then oh well, I don't know what to tell you. Let me read your comments from right here. Bless says, oh God, I gotta go up. I missed a lot of y'all. What y'all say? Trying to dress, that looks like my tracksuit. Yes, and I need that one so we can candle mommy and daughter outfit. Hear me up, uppity. Weed is addictive. Weed is addictive. There are potheads, but have a nice evening. I was trying. Okay. RNY says weed is a drug. It's labeled as a psychoactive drug. It is labeled as a psychoactive drug, and it is a drug. It's used to treat stuff. And just like I said, when I was bringing up Tylenol and aspirin and stuff like that, it's classified as a drug. But how do they classify it is the thing, and the way that it's classified. And I'll read that to you in a second. What's good, Sharika? Okay, I think Pizarro feels like I'm biased. Okay, I'm looking at the comments. I think I could school this whole sector on the origins, but the person won't share a panel with a man. She's not up here. I pinned the link. Real fact says, you said that before with Bush, but Bush was before Reagan. Just that's why I said that it happened before Reagan, and I mentioned Bush. Bush was before Reagan, and that's why I said it started before Reagan. But the slogan took off with Reagan, but Bush was already talking about the war on drugs, and he was caught in this. Who was Bush talking to? Nixon. They were having a conversation talking about the black problem, and they didn't realize that the conversation was recorded and it was leaked, and you could hear him say that the war on drugs is going to take care of the colored problem and it's going to take care of the drug problem, and some whites have to take a casualty. So that tells you right there. And the fact that they just got away with saying that shit, especially as chief of commander of the president, shit like that, is just beyond me. But yes, absolutely, it started with Bush, and it was carried on by Reagan, and then we all remember, who's it? Nancy. Hillary was Clinton. Well, we all remember the thing. It just went on and on and on, and it but absolutely it started before Reagan. Okay. If you really want to educate people, I would start with the 1914 Harrison Narcotics Act, and see that's that. But you guys don't hit my link. I wish you guys would talk about that stuff on the panel and stuff like that. Not because I'm trying to guilt you, but because I'm not. I think the conversation took a left, and we got kind of caught up in other stuff. But the Harrison Act is it is something to talk about, and I would have to, you know, Pizarro says bull. I'm not sure what she's talking about. I'm not sure bull on what. You guys, the guys, I want you all to look up at the Harrison Narcotics Act 14. I'll have to refresh my brain on that stuff. Hello, MU. MU, can I please hear him? You are interrupting him respectfully. I'm sorry, Blessed. The drugs suck money out of your pocket. I don't know if Kenzu is still out there, but if you guys want to hear him, if he's in the chat, then he can come up. You wasn't mature enough for the conversation. I wasn't the one that wasn't mature enough for the conversation. Okay, and I could find that stream and play it for you guys, but I was not the one that wasn't mature enough for the conversation. I was the one that stopped the conversation from getting into all these conspiracies and shit and talking about a bunch of nonsense that I didn't say. I never compared marijuana to another drug besides alcohol. Okay, so I wasn't the one that was mature enough. I was the one that stopped it before a circus happened, and I didn't appreciate that. And again, if you tell me that you're an expert on the drug, my problem was, and I'll find that part of my life so you guys want to hear it, is like, if you're telling me, hey, I'm an expert, did you go to home, did you study, like, expert in what, and who called you an expert? Okay, it takes a lot to be an expert in something. And for that person to say that I'm not making sense, I was making perfect sense. What part of what I said didn't make sense? Just because you didn't understand it to that person and then she left me that long ass novel. Let me tell y'all something. I only read about, if you're arguing with me in my comment section, I only read about 2 sentences of it, and the rest is just like that. So not interested. Because then it became, oh, I don't like you and stuff like that. I don't got time for those kind of emotions. I don't know you guys. I know some of you, but it wasn't even about that. When you're telling me I'm not making sense, so you're trying to discredit what I'm saying. That's like me telling you that you don't make sense and I'm discrediting you. We're just not going to do it. We're not doing that. My problem was saying that you're an expert and then going on to say that it's a drug depending on how you use it. That's not true. But now you're trying to claim that we should listen to you because you have this expertise, but no expert is going to say that because it's classified as a drug. But I don't really want to focus on that because my question was, is it a gateway drug? Does it make us want to use other drugs? Can we focus our day on it? And it was not to point fingers at anybody else. And I don't understand how this conversation made so many people upset because it was really just a friendly conversation. All right. You're not taking accountability. No, I am taking accountability, but you can't tell me what I find disrespectful. You know, and no, I don't apologize to her at all. I meant what I said, every word. Crazy thing is everyone hates drugs, but drugs is the moneymaker of the global economy. Kinzu, can you hit the link? I'm still here, but enjoying my marijuana and don't want to burn. Okay, let me move on then. Let me move on. I hope you guys can report. Let me go try to find that stream from the other day. Hey, Mammy Popo. I should have set it up. I got bad Wi-Fi. Let's listen to it, all right? I think it was towards the end. Here it is. Now, listen to what I said. I probably should have put it up for you.
Would you say that marijuana is a drug? It depends on your...
Hold on, you guys.
About mushrooms are about... It does. Well, then there's...
All right, we'll listen to the part when Echo hits my link. Okay.
I don't know. I think that meth is just a different drug. And if you have an addictive personality, you have to...
See what I'm saying? I'm making perfect sense. Thank
So
you,
it's just
Graham.
different for everybody. Echo. Oh, there's Echo. Okay. So it's just different for.
Did y'all not hear me greet her respectfully? But don't be all, listen, I don't need y'all whining in my comment sections because you felt like you. She's more than welcome to come back. But those messages in my comment section about me not liking you and stuff like that, you guys don't do that because you're trying to spin a narrative that's just not true. And I am gonna call that shit out, all right? The same way that you guys will call me out on some BS.
Everybody.
What's good, Bush baby?
You?
What's good, Noble?
Yeah, it's me. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to back yourself. Okay. I tried to turn your camera off, but so I think it's just different for everybody, you guys. And so I'm glad that we could at least have this conversation. I'll bring you right now. I'm glad that we could have this conversation. I'm going to tell you guys my stance is that it's a drug and that I just prefer to do things all natural. But then there's some people that have some medical conditions that need it because we can't say it doesn't help with cancer, it doesn't help with seizure, blah, blah, blah. It does. But then there's some people that's just using it because they want to be high all the time. And they're difficult to talk to and just psychotic. So we can't say it doesn't also cause a psychosis. So there's just different things. Go ahead. Oh my God. Shut up, Oreo. I can answer a lot of questions about this. About what? Hang on, let me get my dog out of here.
Y'all see how nice
about mushrooms and marijuana. I can answer whatever you want to know.
And thank you, Shelly, too, for what you were saying earlier. I appreciate it.
Experience and schooling on both subjects.
Wait a minute, I missed that.
For what you were saying earlier. I appreciate it.
Experience and schooling on both subjects. You said you went to schooling. Are you like a nurse or something? I don't want you to dox yourself. No, I actually went to a school up in Frisco and learned about marijuana, medical marijuana, before I started a business that I came up with. But would you say that it's a drug? All that. Would you say that marijuana is a drug? It depends on your intentions when you're doing it and what you're using it for. I mean,
okay, let me say something about that. That's like me saying alcohol is only a drug depending on your intentions. Aspirin or Tylenol that is given. I'm not talking about the dangers of it. I'm not talking about anything like that. But my intentions does not classify whether something is a drug or not. I was not being disrespectful when I cut that off. If you're telling me you went to school for that, I can see if we're just all regular people having a conversation. But if you tell me that you're some type of expert in it, I'm going to stop you because I have a responsibility for what's put out on the platform. All right. And it's nothing more than that. It was nothing, not an attack, but no, your intentions is not what classifies something as a drug or not. It may classify if you become addicted to it or not. Are you using it to get high and you need to focus on it every day? I get that, but it doesn't have anything to do with whether something is labeled as a drug.
You're using it to cope or to escape. Yeah, I can't. You guys are wrong. Okay, I'm trying. And if you're doing it for other reasons, like it can give you inspiration, it can do things. It depends on your intentions. I mean, I don't use anything to escape or to cope with something. If I'm angry, I don't smoke. I don't go drink. I don't want to enhance any of that emotions. I deal with that first. And then, later, if I want to get high, I get high type of thing. I don't use it for like a crutch, if you will. You mean you went to school for it, Echo? I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but you went to school and you're still telling me that it's not a drug? I just find it hard to... I didn't say it wasn't a drug. I said there is a chance you could use it as a drug. But as far as, regardless of how you use it... It's not addicting, no. It's not addicting. No, I'm not saying that it's addicting, but I'm just saying that if I'm just asking a yes or no question, like, is it a drug? That answer it depends on your intention. Would be yes. If somebody uses it for a different type of medicine. If you're telling me that you're going, okay, that's like I'm giving you an aspirin. Are you telling me that it depends on how I use this aspirin, if whether it's a drug or not? That makes no sense. No, aspirin is a chemical. It's completely different than marijuana. But
and so is, amoxicillin, but amoxicillin is a drug.
And you don't know what
what it's like to have a natural high versus a chemical high. That's what.
See, and here's the thing. No one was debating whether it was a natural high or a chemical high. A natural high is getting high on life. But no one was debating I wasn't debating if it had benefits to it. I was not debating saying it was a bad thing. I simply, and she kept saying that it's not addicting, it's not addicting. Now that would have been a difference. That is actually a good question. Do you guys consider it addicting? But that is not. She totally changed the question. I came up saying it's a drug, and then she's arguing, is it addicting or not? I'm not crazy and I'm not dumb, you guys. So I know exactly what I'm saying, and I did not argue that point. And it's interesting when you are asking a question and somebody wants to argue on something that you didn't say. I never said that. I never spoke about if I found it addicting or not. I didn't. All right. Nor did I bring that up to her. And she purposely came up there to be argumentative, and she got kicked off the panel. It is what it is.
If you're telling me that you went to school for this kind of stuff, but then you come up on the panel. Oh my God! On the panel, and then you get the whole thing out when you started just attacking me. You're telling me that you went to school, and then you're telling me that it's only a drug depending on how you use it. That makes no sense. I said your intentions. No, but whether your intentions or not, like if I take a Tylenol, it's not addicting. I'm not saying that it's addicting. It's not a chemical. It's not going to fuck up your body.
Another thing I'm going to need you guys to do is lose some of the emotions when y'all talking to me. These emotions, I get it. I'm talking about something that people like. Some people are casual drinkers. I'm not going to say that alcohol is not a drug. Alcohol, I have so many thoughts about alcohol. But all of these emotions that they're saying that she's being attacked, I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Definitely classified as a
It's the gaslighting for me, I guess.
Why do you feel, let me ask you this. Why do you feel so strongly against it's a trigger?
That's your opinion, Pizarro. It's not mine.
But I feel like you almost shame those who I don't, Shelly. I don't. I promise you I don't. All I want to do she wanna put it on the drug of another drug, but act like that's not what it is. I'm not gonna you guys. All I'm saying is that before you give me my conclusion, can I finish? Please. Okay, let me just say this and I won't interrupt you. All I'm saying to you guys, because I don't want you to feel that I'm trying to standing on it. Everybody has that standing on it. I understand it. You don't have to explain it. Let me finish my thought.
I'm on my own panel and she's interrupting me, telling me that I don't need to. You know what? I wasn't wrong. And I understand that some of you need to say that for whatever reason. But I stand by everything I said. I just do. I'm going
to interrupt you. Let me finish my thought, Echo. All right. I'm not trying to shame anybody that uses a drug.
So fight, she is entitled to her point of view.
Marijuana. But what I'm trying to say is that the way that it's classified, it is classified as a drug. I just read it to you guys, and it's not my definition. It's used to treat illnesses, is it not? So regardless of which, and I'm not saying that drug is a bad thing. Tylenol is a drug. Do we criminalize people that use Tylenol? No. But all I'm saying is that's how it's classified. So I understand that we all have our opinions, but if you tell me that, hey, I've studied this, but then you come up here and say, hey, it depends on how you use it and what your intentions are, whether it's a drug or not, that's not how they do classifications. That's all I'm saying. It's just that I have a different stance. Okay. If you went to school, wait, don't interrupt me. If you tell me that you went to school for it, that's all I'm saying. Let me give you an example of exactly how, from my perspective, that no longer makes sense. Mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, are classified as a class 1 felony, which states as highly addictive with no medical benefit. Now, psychedelic mushrooms now have proven to be completely flipped and opposite of that, with nothing but great medical benefits and no addictive qualities. Our government has classified it as a specific thing that it is not. It awakens people. They didn't like that back in the 60s and 70s. They put it as a dangerous thing, so there's this big taboo on the shit that awakens people. Marijuana does the same thing. It's a big.
Marijuana is classified as a drug now, and I think
aspirin isn't. And aspirin will kill you and they won't.
But I'm not denying that it has medicinal purposes, and I'm not saying that it's
No, it has no addictive qualities, which is what makes it hard to drug.
I didn't say that it made.
You know what? It's a drug, and don't do it. Don't do it. You have a taboo on it.
Don't use it. Let me
It's
say
gonna be
something.
a drug for you. Don't use it.
It's a drug for anybody. Look, I can't. It's a drug for
Exactly. You don't make sense to me.
bitch. I don't know the thing.
Okay, well, hold on.
Y'all should have knew that. Y'all know me well enough to know that shit was gonna get left. Number one, she's trying to make it into something that is not. Listen, like I said, after listening to it again, what's up, Faye? I wish I could change my title real quick. After listening to it again, no apologies given. I said what I said. If you want me to be respectful, then be respectful to me. You're sitting over there telling me not to do it. I don't use marijuana. I don't drink. Do I have friends that do it? Yes. Does that make them bad people? No. I never once said, I didn't argue if it was addicting or not addicting. I'm not even going to give y'all my opinion on that. You guys can decide that for yourself. Now, do I agree with how it's classified? No, but what you're not going to do is put words in my mouth and then talk about, oh, you don't like me. No, it's not that. The minute I'm trying to talk and you try to make it say something else and I'm trying to put taboo on it, you're not going to put words in my mouth. I didn't say any of those things, and I'm not the one that went left, and I found that was just unnecessary. All right, so no, you guys, I don't dislike you guys, but I'm still working on my feistiness and shit. But I feel like some people be trying me. Y'all tried me on that last one. All right, she tried me. So what I'm not saying, all right, let me say this. Marijuana is a Schedule I drug. Don't be mad at me at the research that they did and the reasons why. All right, I'm facilitating a conversation. I hope that's the fucking word. Marijuana is a Schedule I substance under the Controlled Substances Act, meaning that it has a high potential for abuse. Do I agree with any of this? No. And there's actually, so while we're all online, there has been many conversations. There's been congregations in Congress. There's been congregations about why is it still Schedule I drug. If I knew, you know what, I do not. There has been conversations, and I remember watching a debate. Right, it was on CNN, and they were talking about it being a Schedule I drug, and that's really important because it has to do with how you're sentenced if you're caught with it. It has to do with the law, right? The criminalization of marijuana in certain people with this war on drugs. You can't have war on something that's not human because humans are the ones that's the casualties of it. All right. So if you want to talk about stuff like that, that's cool. But they wanted to reclassify it. Marijuana, because it's a Schedule I drug, cannot be prescribed by a physician because it will not go with their DEA license. And we know that marijuana, I do not believe that marijuana, I'm going to say this, for them to say it's a high potential, it has high potential for abuse, no currently accepted medical use in treatment in the United States, and a lack of accepted safety for under medical supervision. Now, even though they're saying this about marijuana, they say this about other drugs, that's a Schedule I drug. So that's where the fight should start. So don't fight MU, fight the people that made it a Schedule I. Okay? So marijuana is used to treat stuff, and you treat stuff with medicine, which is, you know, so I'm not going to argue whether it's a drug or not, but I will argue whether it should be a Schedule I drug. All right, because that has to do with something completely different than what it actually is. Hang on for a second. I'll tell you guys what else is Schedule I drugs. And I think a lot of the arguments are there because, like Fazara was saying, hey, I could smoke it or not smoke it. And a lot of other people are saying I could put it down and stuff like that. I'm not arguing with you guys about that. And I'm damn sure not comparing it to something as heroin. So since I'm not comparing it with heroin, I don't feel that the government or anybody else should label it the same as heroin. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And the question is, why is it labeled that way? When you see that if you smoke marijuana, are you going to go and rob somebody because of marijuana? There's no known overdoses from anything. There's no reported overdoses from marijuana. But there are reported overdoses from heroin, but they're classified the same. That's the conversation, all right? So please don't put any words in my mouth about anything else. Let me see if I can. So examples of Schedule 1 drugs are heroin, acid, and marijuana. So that's where it is. What are other Schedule 1 drugs? Okay, so that's my argument, because if you get it, and it has a lot to do with the criminalization of it, and when it was classified as that. But if you is not your enemy, right? I'm just asking questions of why. How does it affect our neighborhoods, like, and stuff like that? All right. In California, it's legal. I wish it was legal in all 50 states. I don't feel like you should be able to go to a dispensary. The only reason I say go to a dispensary or grow it yourself is so you know what's in it. And there's no chance of it being laced with anything else, because I feel like if you buy it from somebody you don't know, you really don't, and they get it from somebody, there's no telling what's in it. And fentanyl is a problem, and that's the only way that I've ever heard of anybody overdosing on marijuana or anything else, and that's if it was laced with something else. All right, and that's not what you guys are talking about. Let me see something here real quick. So okay, and you guys, I saw last night, for what is legal here, Puff? Well, it's legal here. It's legal here too. I think. Okay, what do you guys say? I quit smoking and drinking beer many, many years ago. Best thing I've ever done in my life is called preserving longevity. That's right, Mama Cynthia. Now, I'm scared to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway since it was brought up. Do you feel that, this is a different question, do you feel that marijuana is addicting? And congratulations, Mama Cynthia. I quit smoking and drinking many years ago. Congratulations, Mama Cynthia. Do y'all feel like it's addicting? I obviously cannot speak from personal experiences. From some people are going to say yes, and some people are going to say no, depending on how it affects them. I don't think there's a one answer for anything. I think that for some people, they get addicted, and some people don't, just like with alcohol. If you see somebody can't work, can't leave their house, and those kind of things, then okay, maybe they're addicted to it. So are some of you saying that it's impossible to become addicted to marijuana? Okay, body work. Hey, bud. I think. Hey, Duncan. I forgot you were in the chat earlier. I saw your comment. I think weed is addictive. Bodywork says yes. Okay, I just learned how to do a poll. Yes. Oh, hey, Fi. So I think like this. If you cannot get through a day without using something and you're really honest with yourself, sometimes, we do have to look at what we're addicted to, and it's easy to see somebody else. I don't think that you can only get addicted to hard drugs. I think you can get addicted to different types of substances, and all and that's it's different for each person. All right, listen, it depends on the individual, because I know people that quote unquote have it to control their ADHD. I agree with you. The blunt paper they put it in is addicted too. I didn't even think about that. Mama Cynthia says yes. Facts or feelings? Anything you need daily is an addiction. I agree. Real fact. I agree. Anything is addicting considering predisposition. That's right. It says, I know people who use it daily, seemingly functionally normal. Then there are some, this is what I'm talking about, Ava, right? Then there are some that seem to have compromised motivation, memory, and personality changes. I do know the younger you are, the more problems you have with your memory, according to the research that has been done, and it has to do with the development of the brain. So it's something about using it before 18 and stuff like that. Everything is addictive, though. It can be. Can be. And I think that you guys got to remember, if something does become addicting, because there are healthy addictions too. I know y'all probably don't like it. There are healthy addictions, right? But I'm not gonna say, okay, if a person is addicted to using marijuana every day, are they gonna have the same? Because we gotta be clear on some stuff. Are they gonna have the same damages to their body as somebody that's addicted to cocaine or meth or anything like that? No. But what are the effects on our brain? What kind of respiratory issues will you have? I just think that it's just the more you know. And again, I'm not demonizing anything. And I don't even disagree with most of the things that was said on the panel, except I think that the argument should be more, why is it classified as a Schedule 1 drug versus whether it's a drug or not. If you're telling me that it's used to treat cancer and it's used to treat other stuff, I mean, it's a drug. I mean, does it not alter your, I mean, you use it for a reason. You don't use it because it doesn't have an effect. But you know, you're not being judged over here because you smoke marijuana. There's plenty of people that smoke and they function just fine. And then there's others that it does cause problems for, okay? If you have an addictive person, oh, I just lost the comment. All right, so that was pretty much my stance, and that's pretty much all that I had to say about it. If you guys have any input, you can feel free to hit the link or just leave the comments in the chat. But I wanted to clear that up. I was not demonizing it, and I want to be able to have these conversations without you guys thinking that I'm passing judgment on you, because I'm not at all. These are just conversations that I want to have, and I thought it would be a productive conversation. So hopefully it is. But I did want to clear that up. And no, I did not kick that person off because I was being mean or biased. I kicked them off because I don't appreciate, you know, if you want me to respect you, then respect me back, period. And everything will be smooth. But to tell me that I'm not making sense because you're not agreeing with me, then no. Those days of me just being like, okay, those days are just over. And that came with sobriety, shit. Now, okay, let me read your comments and then I guess we're good. Do y'all have any questions for me, or did I miss anything? Destiny, that is a good point. I don't know. I didn't realize that. Anything? That's a gene that addicts have. Body Works, what's a gene that addicts have? Are they addicted to the lifestyle that involved because of the routine they put themselves in? That's daily and multiple times a day is addictive. Okay, Rainy, I'm not disagreeing with you there. And maybe some people don't know that they have an addiction. If you have to have multiple drinks every day, you might be addicted to alcohol. Exactly. Ambition is non-existent when I used to smoke. If you have an addictive personality, people can be addicted to weed and people can be addicted to the gym. It's mind over matter because when you convince yourself you need it. Okay. Always replacing one addiction with another. That's why I don't use anything. And I'm still wondering if I could drink or not. I think that I can, but I don't have those answers. I know that I will not become addicted to alcohol. I just don't have that taste for it. And then some people, maybe another conversation would be, is alcohol a gateway drug? But I think that anything could be a gateway drug, substance, whatever, if you are prone to addiction. Okay. Then something can make you want more. I think it depends on the person. Being sober from meth has become a healthy addiction. There are healthy addictions too. Yeah. All right, you guys. Any mind altering Any mind altering or mood changing chemical is a drug. Absolutely. It's much more than mind over matter. When withdrawal is involved, it's a disease. Yeah, once addiction kicks in, oh, there's problems. Anything can be addictive, but there are certain substances that tend to be more habit forming than others. People can usually stop taking Pepto-Bismol, but most people struggle to stop taking pain meds. You're right, Molly. There's some, like, they wanted to give me, like I said, they wanted to give me like Norcos and stuff and Oxycontin and stuff like that. I was at the hospital. No, thank you. I don't need that kind of stuff. Xanax. I personally don't want stuff like that because I know that they're addicting. And trying to kick pills, I don't know if any of you have any experience with that, is a nasty, nasty addiction. And the pain that you go through, you actually, you can die from trying to kick opioids and stuff like that. So, and alcohol, you could die from kicking alcohol, right? Your heart can give out. I don't wish that on anybody, right? So will I take it? Well, if I absolutely needed it for pain, okay, that's different, but I'm not trying to get addicted to anything else. You can rewire your brain. Exactly. It's New York. It's ridiculous. Smoke shops constructed every day. All kinds of psychological shit. I go to work. I could tell the marijuana from the bad only from the context. Yeah. And you can. I heard Pizarro talk about like a bad bunch or something like that. Never really thought about that. I haven't heard too many bad things from getting it from dispensaries and stuff like that. I don't know, but I wouldn't trust anything that I got from somebody that I didn't know. I just wouldn't. Fentanyl is just no joke, and it doesn't take much to overdose from fentanyl. So it's just not worth it. I don't know. I mean, grow your own, if anything, so you know what's in it, right? Oh, I have seen people smoke a lot of MJ. I can't pronounce that word. I have to go to the ER. What is that? I have to look that up. Molly, that's exactly what I was saying. So I was like, oh shoot, we're debating the wrong thing. I don't think even it's a debate. I think it's literally just science and chemistry. I agree. And it is, Molly. ADHD, OCD, autism, etc. Predisposition plays a part. Would compulsive disorder be considered addictive? Compulsive order. Well, okay. You do things in what do you call it? You become obsessed with doing the same thing again and again. And I have heard that argument in that debate before, Blessed. A test for anyone. Cynthia cracks me up. A test for anyone who smokes weed. Give it out for 3 days and see if you can. Only 3 days. Bodywork says getting sick from not having the drug is what keeps most people on drugs. Exactly. Do you get sick? Has anybody, the ones that were debating me so hard on the drug and the conversation, I just wonder if they've tried giving it up and how did they feel? Because I remember somebody who was I don't want to demonize the drug. I remember somebody who was bragging about, I remember somebody who was talking about quitting, and they talked about their symptoms. They said it was difficult. This is when they were trying to compete with my sector, blah, blah, blah. Say they could do it better, blah, blah, blah. But quitting something is really difficult. And I remember how this person talked about the symptoms and everyone was cheering this person on. So a lot of these conversations to me depends on there's obviously side effects from stopping anything, just like there would be with cigarettes or anything else. Now, I don't know. It's not the same for everybody, but I do remember this particular person was talking about how difficult it was for them. I know another person that struggled with cannabis-induced psychosis. Now, from the research with the psychosis, it said that people that got that was more prone to, people that developed cannabis-induced psychosis were prone to psychosis, and so the cannabis induced it. All right, so like I said, no drug is one size fits all, and it depends on how you respond to it, and you know. I understand, MU. I think we're on the same page. We got to set up a time I can come up. Are you free to hit the panel now? If not, then we could set that time up. It's up to you guys. In fact, Smiley, my mother-in-law, was addicted to BC. What's BC? Pilot every day, 34 times a day. I don't know what that is. Right, Reese. I agree with you. If it's agreed that smoking is bad for your health, how can smoking marijuana be harmless? Do you want to come up and help explain that, or? And I'm saying that there's pros and cons to everything, and nothing that we take is without some negative effects. So everybody likes to talk about the positive effects. No one likes to talk about what's negative. So if any of you know about that, feel free to talk about it. Talk to you later. Okay, Mama Cynthia, enjoy your movie. I want to see a movie. The troll can't go 3 minutes without. But it doesn't matter if you have a taste for it and boot, it will affect your decision making, and eventually you will get what your body really wants. Listen, I heard somebody talk about alcohol and DUIs and stuff like that. You can't drive under the influence of marijuana. That is not legal. All right. And so when they made that comparison, I'm not really sure what point they were trying to make, because no officer is going to say, oh, you're high on marijuana. It's okay. No, you will still get arrested for driving under the influence. All right. It's not legal to drive under the influence of anything. Not medicine, not pills, if it affects you, and that's just a fact. It's not legal here to do that. So, just like with any other substance, you have to be sober to drive. Have I been tested for compulsive disorder or autism? Why do you ask that, Bless? Before I answer, why are you asking? I think people who have psychosis while smoking marijuana has underlying mental issues already. Yeah, Bush baby, that's what the studies were showing. They had underlying mental issues and they were prone to it. So it's not like you're, someone that doesn't suffer from any mental illnesses. You haven't Googled whether you can drink or not? It's not that I haven't Googled it. Number one, I work with therapists, and I've asked these questions while I was doing my studies. It's not that. It's certain, like if you're doing a 12-step program, they believe in abstinence from all substances, but not everybody believes that. My therapist will tell me that I can have a drink. All right. So I don't think that we fully understand addiction, because that wasn't my drug of choice. I'm not prone to addiction from it, and I'm sober. And sobriety isn't a one size fits all. Like I said, some people smoke marijuana in their sobriety. For them, that's being sober, because they're not using the stronger drug. For me, if I were to have a drink, so it just depends. Am I following 12-step programs? No. Will I get addicted to alcohol? That's not really the question. The answer is no, it wasn't my drug of choice. But will alcohol make me want to use meth again or any harder substance? No. And I don't follow a 12-step program. And I feel that some people that follow 12-step programs feel that I've been attacked by people that do the 12-step program. Okay, that works for a lot of people. It doesn't work for everybody. For me, I stay busy. And some of these people that are in sobriety, somebody in particular, but I'm not trying to drag right now, somebody in particular has, talked about their sobriety as they attack me just because I don't do the 12-step program. I don't like any program that says that this is the way you have to do it, and if you do it a different way, then you're not sober, because that's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sober because I'm sober. And I do feel that if I have a drink, I'm still sober. And 12 steps is not the only way to do it. However, right now I'm choosing not to. Mostly because I'm recovering out loud and I don't want to debate you guys on the alcohol if I'm sober or not. All right. I'm not trying to curse anybody out. Good night, Evelyn. You can also come up with some queer thoughts. I don't know. I also wrote some really good lyrics. Had a lot of good stuff in journal when I used to smoke. You know what? So, and think about this. A lot of people, I'm not taking away people's creativity and what they use to relax at all. Because we have a lot of famous people, artists, Bob Marley, for one, like all these people that are so creative, and marijuana helped them do a lot of stuff. I'm not taking any of that stuff away. Okay? Rainy, you look awesome, and you especially for having a meth addiction. I'm from an area where many meth addicts, and they look nothing like you. Thank you, Rainy Putz. Then there was some people that were trying to say I didn't use. Listen, no one's gonna lie about using meth. There was a lot of things that I had to do to get my health in order, and I was healing from the inside out. So I appreciate you guys for saying that. I just got to tell you that getting sober, actually, it's not easy, but it was easier than all of it's hard, but after was a lot of work, because it was one thing to be sober and it was another to get things back in order, get back on a routine, and take care of my skin and my health. But not everybody has it like that, and it's just different for everybody. So thank you for saying that. Did I make sense with that? Because I'm not trying to judge. What I'm just saying is that sometimes when you come off of a substance like meth, or I'm not too good with the other ones, like what that does to your skin, but I know that meth tears you up, messes up your teeth, messes up your skin. You can get better. I mean, the skin problems are so real because you get scars, and you get something where you feel like I can't remember the name of it. It's called you go through the sensation of where you feel like they're like, it's like a weird sensation where you want to scratch your skin and stuff like that. So, it takes a while to like heal from that kind of stuff. You can heal and your skin can get better, but it just takes a while, So I just want to encourage you guys, if any of you are trying to quit that substance, it gets better. But the first thing is to stop using, because when you use it, it really affects your skin and everything. Everything, right? In Nepal, they use something called cold therapy for addiction. It's highly effective. Really? In TV? There's things that other countries use that it's not approved in the United States, and that's interesting. And they've been proven to work, but y'all know the United States has a history with medicine and things like that. So, but there are other treatments and stuff that have been proven to work. MU does look great. Thank you, Bless. I appreciate that. It's definitely thought-provoking. Congratulations on your continued sobriety. Thank you, Faye. I'm so excited about reaching my 2 years. And I also do a lot of journaling, you guys. So I keep track of what a person goes through with this timeline. I'm always going to want to talk about methamphetamines because it has such a long recovery period. But I want to talk about other stuff too. But methamphetamines is something I'm really passionate about because of the lack of knowledge about it and how quickly it destroys you. It destroys your body and it tears up your mind, and you go through a psychosis that's hard to explain. And it is hard to recover from. So I don't want you guys to think that I want everybody to be an addict, that I look at all of you as an addict, because I don't. And I feel like when we say things like that, because anybody can strike up a conversation like this, it takes away from the conversation that I'm trying to have, and then it becomes really kind of, you know what I mean? It just takes away from the conversation I'm trying to have. So I don't like that. It's all about being in control, right, Derry? Hey, Robin. I believe when happened, it took us back. Me too, Angela. People quit cold turkey all the time is not unheard of. Tesla, exactly. For me, that was the way to do it. I've tried rehab. I tried those other things, and the problem was just for me. I just need to be busy. I have a routine. I'm addicted to my schedule. I'm addicted to routine. I mean, I got used to going to school. I got used to that. And then once I was done with school, I felt empty again. Like, damn, I got to fill that up. And when we're quitting an addiction or a problem, all right, anything that we want to change in our life, you got to fill it with something else. You got to miss it a lot. And so for me, it's working out. And now it's like school. So that's why I hurried up and enrolled into another program, right? Because I need that. And those are just healthy things. Like, that would be a healthy addiction for me. I need the routine. And I think anybody in recovery need a routine. But there's a lot of people that just quit. For me, it was like this. I use more, I'm going to die, period. So let me just stop. Let me stop and go through this withdrawal and just do it. And that's what worked for me. All right. And everybody's not the same. My routine is really important. And having people to talk to, that your insurance, I don't think we even realize that our insurance covers a lot of stuff with mental health. And there's people, like, there's sliding scales where you can go to if you need somebody to talk to for like mental health and stuff like that, or if you're trying to quit something. There's ways to do it, because it can be really expensive to do. Too much of anything is bad. I don't think our lungs are meant to be filled with smoke all day, every day. However, doing it in moderation can be helpful. That's all I'm saying. Anything in moderation. Not anything. Shit, some of you would be like, she said we should smoke. Man, I ain't saying anything. Hey, Logical Thoughts. How you doing? Stacy says, I stopped smoking weed for 15 years. And then when the C word came, cigarettes is the hardest. Cigarettes, I do believe, is one of the hardest things to stop doing. Something about that nicotine, right? The nicotine is the drug. I'm behind in the chat. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Why didn't y'all say anything? I'm behind? I'm sorry about that. Cigarettes are brutal to quit. So, okay, let me start reading your comments. Let me turn off my air conditioner. I dropped the link is pinned. Let me turn off my air real quick. What did I, the link is not pinned? Oh, okay, here you go. Let me go back. I thought I pinned it. Oh, dang, I was, okay, wait a minute. Did I just drop it? I can't see it. Real facts. Hey, Mabetta. Oh, thank you. Wait a minute. Do you guys see the link in the chat? I see other people's link in the chat as Hutchison, Pizarro. But where's my link? You guys don't see it? You pinned a comment, not a link, fool. What? Okay, so there is a link in the chat, but where is it so I can pin it? Okay, let me bring up Pizarro real quick. And I'll do it again because I don't see it. What's up, Pizarro?
Hey, what you lying ass? Hey.
I'm not lying about anything. Yes, MU, I see, but it's not pinned. I don't see it. What am I lying about, Pizarro? Number one, let me say this.
Somebody else comment up that pin, just so you know.
So, okay.
How is cigarettes and weed the same?
Who said it was the same? Pizarro, here's
you
the
was
thing.
agreeing. You was agreeing.
Let me say this. Let me say this because you're not gonna like this, and I'm not trying to argue through Pizarro, but I'm gonna say this because
Girl,
somehow,
say it. I'm listening.
Why can't? Okay, I can't pin the link, y'all. I tried. But listen, I don't understand.
You can't pin the link because you have to unpin that comment first. Unpin the comment first. That's why you can't pin
down. What is?
What?
When did I say that? Cigarettes and marijuana was the same thing.
You was agreeing.
I did not agree with cigarettes and marijuana being the same thing. Are you having trouble following what I'm
really
saying?
Are you having trouble following?
Pizarro, listen.
Don't be trying to try me now, because we can go. We can do a who can follow more, because we can do that. We damn sure could do that.
Did you say hookah?
Who could follow more? Who could pay attention more? Who could pay attention more out of me and you both? I think I would win that.
No, you won't. But why can't I? Oh, I'm on the wrong stream. That's why. Duh. Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on. Let me go to my stream.
That's why.
What stream was you in?
I was on your stream. I was listening to your comments while I was listening to your comments. I was listening to you try to spin this narrative about stuff that I said that wasn't true, Pizarro. I listened to your commentary, and that's why I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so why didn't y'all tell me I had that person's comment pinned?
You the one who pinned it.
Wait a minute, but it's not letting me unpin it. What do I do?
Go to the comment and then you unpin it. Like, wow. You really didn't know how to do that?
Can you? Oh my god!
How long you been a content creator?
See, that's what got Echo cursed out. Those little comments, just like that.
And I'm gonna cuss your ass back. I ain't Echo now, because you did Echo wrong, even though she didn't even cuss you out.
No, I didn't. And then no,
yes, she did.
Yes, she did. Not my commentary. She's not a content creator. It's done and over with. I disagree. I didn't like what the fuck she said, and I said what I said. But I'm more interested in what you said. Because,
okay, come on.
Okay, because I should have. See, I tried to write this down. That's why I had to stream up. Listen, I never once said that alcohol was not a drug.
Like I never said that you didn't say it was a drug. I said you tried to act like
your live stream. I just listened to your live stream.
I know you listened to my live stream, but if you listen to it, I did not say you didn't say alcohol was not a drug. I did not say that. That's not what I said.
Also, hold on, let me address myself real quick. Hold on. Also, what you said was that I was trying to make it seem like all of you guys were just addicts and it was the same as methamphetamines, and I never said that.
No, that is not what I said. You the one who's switching my words around is what you're doing. What I said is that you seem like you have this big issue when it comes to marijuana. Like you do want to view it as one of these other type of drugs. That's why I said, because the way that you acted last night, you wanted a conversation and you could not handle the conversation, because by Echo coming up here talking and joining into the conversation, even though you do not want to take accountability, but you tend to lack accountability anyways.
No, I don't tend to accountability, but for some reason, I don't know if you're looking for new friends or what the hell you're doing, but I said what I said.
I'm not looking for new friends. She not my friend. That's your friend. What the fuck are we talking about?
Seem like she's some. Wait, I got my son here. I can't yell. I want to make it seem.
But then you might stop yelling.
I want to listen, number one, I am very calm, and you guys want to try to paint me as something else. I'm going to need you guys to get your emotions in check. I need you to get your emotions in check before you can even jump up here and have this conversation, because right now,
get your emotions in check first. You gotta get your emotions in check first.
We should be
being emotional. You the one who's emotional. You cannot tell everybody to get themselves or get their emotions in check when literally you're the one who got emotional on a panel yesterday, because The girl said that you wasn't making no sense after you told her she wasn't making no sense. After you tried to clown her on what she
Let's do
said
this.
she
Let's do this.
experienced. You clearly
Can
tried
we
to downplay
listen
her
to what
and make
you
her say
said,
yes.
Pizarro? Should I do this? Can we listen to your words? You changing your words, and I heard your live
Yeah,
stream.
go ahead.
Okay, keep talking. Let me go back. I have to pull it back
Now
up
she
again. I just want you to talk to just, but let me say this because I know what you said and I know what I said. I disagree with what you were saying because I was not being biased. I was not trying to sway my audience. And I do feel that these are important conversations. I do think that you were taking a dig at me by saying, okay, let's talk about meth. I'm like, okay. So I just don't want my words misconstrued. And I was glad that we could have a conversation, but instead of arguing about whether marijuana is a drug or not, I'd rather argue about how it's classified because we can't debate whether it's a drug or not. And I don't understand why you can't accept that. It's not my fault that it's a drug.
I don't understand why you can't accept that we say it's not a drug. That's what I don't get.
Okay, Pizarro, but we're not arguing opinions. So
Okay, and if we're
you
gonna have
were
opinions,
how is nicotine classified? How would you classify nicotine, Pizarro? Nicotine is the drug that's in cigarettes. So yeah. Okay, let me pull up this stream real fast because I don't have to refresh. And Pizarro, I really wish I would have known that you felt this way when I hit your link.
well, I told you. So, I mean, but let's play. You'll know what I was over there talking about, child, for your audience. Let's do that.
They were probably in your chat, but let me go and mute with that.
Okay. She want to pull up the live, y'all. So let her pull up the live.
Don't try to backtrack, Pizarro. I'm gonna play it. Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start it from here. One of my moderators dropped a link. Please. It's called Voodoo. Where you at? What's going on with Voodoo? The men. Where is Voodoo? The men don't feel appreciated.
Have a conversation.
You just want to have a conversation. Yeah, where is Voodoo, y'all?
He wanted to have a conversation.
Oh, he wants to. I hope I'm there for that. Okay, you guys. One of my moderators. If I have any moderators, please drop a link 504 girl. It's the last one that she did, and I'm gonna start it from here. If I need to fast forward it, I will. But I want you guys to hear, and then
If you have mostly your kind of up there, people who do edibles and smoke weed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you agree with what you're saying so far?
I'm agree with everything I said, and I still agree with everything I said.
I'm hungry.
It's okay if you want to take something back, but it's up to you. I'm not gonna.
She's trying to make enough content to make us a body sector relevant. We all know what weed is.
Okay, listen. I don't need commentary to make my sobriety sector relevant. It's relevant because I started it, and it's there you go taking shots at the sobriety sector. But if I come for the beef,
Actually, that was a comment that I read that said that, which you could clearly see. But okay.
Well, she gonna talk about other stuff. We're gonna do meth next. When she does her next live, we're gonna talk about meth. But she asked me to pick, and I told her we could do meth, even though I should change it to alcoholics and stuff like that. So I might actually switch it from us talking about the meth into us doing alcoholics. But to be honest, we're gonna talk about the meth, and then we're gonna go into the alcoholics and stuff. Cause she asked me, and I said we're gonna do alcoholics. We're gonna do the meth heads first. And then hey Veronica, and then we're gonna go into the alcoholics. I told her I'll be there for all her because she thought I was trying to be funny with her when I asked her what's gonna be her next conversation, because since she did weed and she's in the sobriety sector, is she gonna do weed? Since she doing weed, is she gonna do, alcoholic? What alcohol is she gonna do? Cocaine? Is she gonna do crack? Is she gonna do heroin? Is she gonna do meth, stuff like that. Now, I don't sound qualified. Who the fuck is you talking to, bitch? Qualified? I'm glad you put that, because she tried to put it as people who smoke weed does cause crimes. And I'm like, MU, no, it does not. It actually keeps the crime.
Okay, let's talk about that. I never said that, Pizarro. I never said that. I did not. What I was saying is, because you guys were saying it's so harmless, there's no problem with it. There's no, and I said no. There have been people that have committed crimes on marijuana, and that's not.
You said that. I really said that, but okay.
You gotta be accountable for what you said, Pizarro.
Girl, you need to be accountable for what you said. I literally just said that you said that it can cause crime. That's what I said. It doesn't cause as much crime as what you was on, or what anyone else was on hard drugs. So I'm just not understanding how you're trying to switch my words around.
But we don't have to keep saying what I was on, because I'm not talking to you about, like, just because I want to have the conversation with you, not just because you smoke. I just know that there's some things that you can't contribute. You talk about conspiracies all the time. So I'm like, why do you think it is classified as dangerous as heroin? I didn't make it classified that, and I'm talking about a government thing, not an MU thing.
Girl, fuck the government. I don't understand why you so bent on what the government says, like they write about shit all the time.
You want to talk about other types of conspiracies, and I'm like, that's a conspiracy.
Is it really was? Was it really was?
A bitch don't go to jail. A bitch don't come out here and fuck a bitch up. That's why a bitch smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? It's weed so that we don't be out crazy and end up hurting the bitch. You know what I'm saying? The weed relaxes a bitch from going off and going crazy on the hoe. That's what it does. But she tried to put weed as in something that, you know, causes a lot of harm and all this other stuff. And I'm like, girl, hey, bro, over there looking on Google and shit, pulling out articles from Google and shit. Girl, I was like, girl, don't nobody care about what the fuck they saying over there on Google, girl. Girl, they been lying to us about we for so damn long, bitch. We don't want to hear that.
Angela, you're not helping. What happened right here?
Using to alter my mind. Or any of that shit, okay?
Louisiana Red Sparkle, is that a, do you know? What? Louisiana. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm
why do you keep wasting your time with Pizarro? Pizarro is a messy, you're a messy little hood rat.
Louisiana, I really want to have a respectful conversation right here. And
she needs to quit talking behind your back. Be a woman and say it to her face what you got to say to her.
Oh my God. No, well, you know you can't come over, Pizarro.
I said what I said to her in her face. You need to just mind your business.
You need to mind your business. Corner chick.
That's what you do. You old bitch. You old raggedy bitch.
Hood, babe.
That's what you do. Old raggedy bitch. You miserable. How are you miserable? Why you not with your grandkids, ho? Go be with your
kids. They try to turn you in the CPS.
MU back to the comment. Call them, bitch. Call them, bitch. They ain't gonna do shit. They're gonna be looking for a job. Call CPS, bitch. I bet you they ain't gonna do shit, ho. I bet you they ain't gonna do shit, ho. I bet you that. Don't you in jail? Didn't you go to jail? Didn't you go to jail? Make it make sense. Shut the fuck up.
Girl, look me up. I ain't been to jail, bitch. I work for the government.
Go back to your commentary, MU. I ain't got time to be arguing with your old busted ass friend.
Oh, you busted, bitch.
Okay, you guys, let's listen to this clip, because all I want to do.
I want to listen to the clip. That's what I want to hear.
Okay, let's listen to the clip. Noble, you know that you can't come up with Pizarro. Oh, you got a message that you talked to me in the back chat. Okay, hold on. Keep me back. Okay, no problem.
He can come up. I'm gonna drop down. I just want to talk about that Opal like a hoe.
Girl, you can't talk about nobody in your face look like a fist. Bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Your mammy.
Bitch, you look like the wrong person off the motherfucking never ending. Oh my God. Fuck out of here, you ass face hoe. You man in the face looking ass bitches. You sure you a woman, not a trans bitch? Is you a trans woman? You can never let that. You look like you on some type of drug. What you on? What you on? Did you do meth? Did you do heroin? What kind of drug you did? Huh, face hoe? Huh? What kind of drugs you did in your hard life? Stupid ass old bitch.
All of you are beautiful.
I don't know why you brought that old hoe up here knowing
Beautiful.
she was gonna come up here to attack me.
Let me
Now
tell you
I feel like
something.
I got set up. I got set up.
Stop it, because I go no
I
no.
got set up.
You guys went had a back and forth, and you had that back and forth. Don't go
Ain't
playing
no
with
back and forth. You knew that old bitch was coming up here to attack me. That's the only time she hit your link is when she want to attack me. I do not like that.
God, you guys, can we just have a civil conversation? Listen, Pizarro, I don't go there saying that listen, y'all had a back and forth. I didn't get into it. I stay okay.
I got attacked again. I got attacked
Not in you.
again.
That was wrong. How are you guys blaming? So now I'm wrong? Do you guys know that when I go into y'all chats, I don't blame you guys for the way that y'all audiences treat me, because I just don't, and
Nobody hit my link and cuss you out. Nobody hit my link and cuss you out. So we're not gonna talk. I ain't saying nothing about the audience.
Know that was going to happen.
Why you didn't know when we got into it already? And you know she only comes up here to attack me. She doesn't do anything else but to hit this link to attack me. She don't come up and hit your link when you talking about anything else. Where was she when we was talking about weed? She was the sober person. She could have came up there and hit the link since she don't smoke it out. Where was she then? Oh, that's why she ain't had time for that live, but she had time for this live to come and cuss me out.
You guys, can we get back on? Listen, I get attacked in a lot of places too. Did I know that was gonna happen? No, I did not. I did not remember who it was that attacked Pizarro last time on the panel. They have a back and forth, you guys. I'm trying to have a civil conversation. I didn't mean for that to happen. So now you're gonna go and say, "Oh, I allow people to attack other people on the panel." No, but what I do is if I see them both start going back and forth, I didn't censor it and I just let it go. Okay, I didn't censor Pizarro. I didn't censor the other person. I did not censor I did not censor you, Pizarro. No,
this is a sobriety sector and people are being attacked. That just don't make no sense.
Stop attacking my sector, because if I go for the B sector, y'all gonna have a problem.
Go for the B sector because you got a lot to go through. So go ahead and say what you got to say.
Pizarro, let's get back on track. I didn't mean for that to happen.
Nah, you meant for it to happen, old bitch.
No,
that old bitch is delusional.
Oh my God, stop. Okay, listen, because I really want to talk about some of the points that Pizarro felt, because some of you are in my comment section with the same kind of shit. So I wanted to clear that up, all right? And I would have done it. She even followed her to Lady Nika's panel. I didn't know, Jess. Y'all can't blame me for every damn thing. MU is not responsible for everybody does. Now,
you're responsible for her?
No, I'm not. She's a grown woman. No, I'm not.
I'm putting you responsible for her because I don't think she's a grown woman. She don't seem like she have her own mind. She looks like she looks for you to give her that. So I'm going to blame you for her. She don't seem like she has her own mind, even though she's 10 times older than you. But no.
Come on, guys. Y'all totally ruined my flow, you guys. I was feeling like this conversation was going well. Now I feel pretty disappointed. But yeah, I feel pretty disappointed because no, I don't attack people. I'm tired of you guys coming at the sobriety sector trying to hold us to a higher level when y'all go at each other all the time. And I don't go blaming you guys anytime I get into it with somebody, all right? I just leave the panel. If I'm not going to argue with somebody, I just go. But I don't blame you guys for what the fuck happened. So stop with this whole MU is at fault for every damn thing. Stop it. Let you up. Pizarro, you sharing panels with Noble? Okay, I gotta find the timestamp again. Where did Pizza go? She didn't respond. Hold on, Noble. I know y'all did that interview, but yeah, Angela, I'm pretty irritated with the whole thing because y'all be on some bullshit. I was in the middle of some damn commentary, and I'm just getting irritated with all these grown adults that stop answering to this BS. If Pizarro blames you, so that's her choice. Wait, where's Pizarro? Hold on. Noble, let me. Pizarro is cool. Let me ask her. When she comes back, she'll respond. Let me find my time step again, you guys.
sound like no, no.
Now I lost
That's
it.
fake as hell.
Okay, she left.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'm not gonna play the rest of the stream because she's not here. But let me bring up Noble. I'm really irritated with you guys because I feel like you guys are I don't feel like a lot of you take me very seriously, and I just choose not to beef with y'all. If I want to beef with you guys because something happens, then I'm going to. But as far as you guys, like, I really just wanted to have this conversation, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen because there's always something stupid, and then people just look for reasons to blame me for shit. It's not up to me if somebody comes up here and starts with you, and I didn't know that shit was gonna happen, and I'm just over it. I don't need anybody to hit my link at all. Period. That's what we can do. What's up, Noble? Because I'm pretty much over this conversation at this point.
What's going on, MU?
Nothing.
You good? Did
Do I
you?
look
Yeah.
good?
Hold on. I want you to breathe. I want you to,
I don't feel
just
like breathing, Noble. Like, okay, let me take a
relax.
second. Go ahead,
Relax.
Noble.
Listen, this a different vibe. I know what you was talking about and everything. It's a different vibe.
Wait,
How are you
Noble.
doing? How are you
You
doing today, MU?
I'm doing all right. I just don't like it when things go left for no reason. Like I was in the middle, I had my timestamp, and it's like
Uh,
I didn't need the exchange. I get what you guys are saying, but it was actually a peaceful conversation, and
That's not what I was saying though, MU. I had nothing to do with that conversation. But I understand where you coming from, that you was trying to get a point made and it went left. And I get that
it
part.
didn't need to, but
I just wanted to
I'm
come up here and
addicted
kick the
to
bubbles
the
with you.
marijuana. Y'all know I don't smoke. I don't do anything.
So far as this is how I feel about it. Being sober from things don't necessarily have to mean drugs. It could be sobriety from food. It could be sobriety from sex. It could be sobriety from shopping. We all have our addictions. We all have our impulsive moments where we need that serotonin or that dopamine level of excitement that gives us our goal. Some people choose different types of things for that, and that's why I don't knock nobody's sobriety, however they label it. Some people can be, you know, being sober from marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Because some people say, I done smoked enough weed and I'm just about to be sober from that. But they may replace that with buying Jordans or buying video games or using the money that they use, and they'll pick up another addiction to remedy the one that was bringing them. And I'm not saying that if a person chooses another thing that's better than the other one, like a person might choose healthy eating, and that might be an addiction. Going to the gym, that might become an addiction versus doing drugs and, living a lifestyle unbecoming to that. Go ahead, MU. I'm sorry.
No, I was just looking at some of the comments from the chat. So Noble, okay, as someone, I mean, you've spoken publicly about, sometimes you smoke a little weed, you may do some mushrooms, which actually did come up the other day. Not you, but the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Do you feel that either? And I saw Don Kato's comment. It's not. Is it? Are we talking about what we feel or what we know? In this case, I'm asking what a person feels. All right. Do you feel that either one is a drug
Do I feel that marijuana is a drug?
or mushrooms? Since we're on it.
No, I don't think they are drugs. For one reason is that because they're not manufactured from a pharmaceutical company. Those are drugs. Now, when you come to the aspect of things like marijuana, um, psilocybin mushrooms, ayahuasca, peyote, things that come from the earth, if it's not processed, because even the pharmaceutical companies uses these same plants, these same medicinal plants that we used to use and convert them into drugs that they sell, and from that you got to have a prescription for, just like the opioids. They come from a poppy plant. that poppy plant is used for medicinal purposes with those people that uses that for pain and things like that. So it's not, see what we do in the West, we use these drugs and we abuse them. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I do mushrooms, I don't do mushrooms every day. Shit, I don't do mushrooms every month. It might be like every 6 to 9 months where I would do a mushroom trip, and that's only for spiritual purposes. You know what I'm saying? I smoke marijuana every day, and that's to cure my anxiety. You know what I'm saying? It's not using it to just get high. You know what I'm saying? Or just to abuse and hurt myself or kill myself. You know what I'm saying? It's a remedy to something that's going on with me, and it's not something that I'm doing on a daily as what you would call an addiction. Go ahead, Emu. I'm sorry.
You gotta apologize. Let me say this, you guys. I'm gonna ask you guys when there's someone on a panel, regardless of who that person is or whether you like the person or not. I was trying to do a show, and I was trying to some of the points that was being made. I've heard from several people, so I was trying to go through it. So I'm gonna ask you guys. I understand that you have your opinions and stuff like that, but if I'm in the middle of a show, please respect the panel, okay? Um because it's already a controversial subject. But can y'all go blaming me for shit that other people do? No, because I don't do that to you guys, and things get out of control sometimes. But I do want to get through this conversation, all right? I want to say this. Noble, you said that you use it and it helps you to maintain certain stuff. Now, number one, regardless if we feel it's a drug or not, it does alter our moods and stuff like that, and it's considered a type of drug. All right. And even though it's not modern medicine, there's some people that believe in more natural stuff, more homeopathic type stuff. So we're not going to deny it as medicinal purposes. So I don't want to take that away. I think that it's a completely different question if it's addicting or not, because not all medicine is addicting. And I feel that sometimes when I'm asking, is it a drug, people start to think of how addictive it is. And those are two separate issues. How you doing, Paul?
So is the drug the product, or is the drug the conduit to addiction? You know,
It's the product. It's absolutely the product.
okay. Because if you think about it, a lot of times people go to drugs based on things that's more psychological rather than social. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be around people, or I may have been around people that may have done certain drugs that I don't do, and because I don't fuck with them, excuse my language, because I don't do it, I ain't gonna go into it. But I think it's more based upon, it's more trauma based, and
Would
it's
you
that.
agree that? Do you think that caffeine is a drug?
Do caffeine,
Hmm.
coffee? Yes, yeah,
Okay,
yes.
so why are we able? I'm just asking questions. I'm not. Why are
Oh,
we
I
able
got
to
you. You
call
good?
caffeine a drug? Because caffeine would be the drug that's within coffee, right? So why would we call that a drug? But we're not able. Thank you. I see you in my clouds. But we're not able to say, hey, wait a minute. So what makes coffee a drug, caffeine, over mushrooms or marijuana?
I know you can grow um you can grow marijuana in your backyard, but you can't grow a poppy plant in your backyard. You can
So
grow.
are you telling me that there's no part? You're telling me that you're trying to debate what cocaine is made out of?
No, I'm not debating anything. What I was trying to do, I was trying to come to a point. What you was trying to say is that why is this a drug and this isn't a drug? Why is this a class a stage one drug, or stage two? Is because if you think about it, if I can grow cocaine in my backyard, it can't be taxed, right? That's the only reason why marijuana is illegal. That's the only reason why natural homeopathical remedies are illegal, because a lot of these things you can get out inside of your pantry, your seasoning cabinet. A lot of remedies that can help you deal with pain, deal with anxiety, deal with detox issues and things like that. You can find inside your cabinet. turmeric and ginger and some red apple cider vinegar can stop your cholesterol levels. It can bring your anxiety down. It can bring your blood sugar down. It can regulate your blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? It can take pain away. And if you put some turmeric in it, it really helps drive the cannabinoids inside your system. You know what I'm saying? But they would rather give you a pill for that instead of
You
telling
just
you what.
said that you can't grow poppy, but isn't that a plant?
Yeah, you can't grow it in the United States native. That's what I mean.
Okay, if you can't grow it in the United States, but you're talking about how natural marijuana is, then can we not get high off plants and stuff like that? Okay, so marijuana makes you high and we can treat it. Regardless of how we feel about it, just like you're saying, hey, caffeine, some people may be offended by that. Like, are you calling me an addict? I'm addicted to coffee. If you're smoking marijuana every day and it
Mhm.
helps you, it has its medicinal purposes for you. It helps you to relax and stuff like that. Why are we more comfortable calling coffee a drug versus something like marijuana that gets you
Okay.
high? If it gets you high and your state is altered, I'm not sure why does it make some people feel a certain kind of way by calling it how it's classified?
Yeah, I think it's more or less dealing with the fact that it's how we classify it because we can call sex a drug. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things because the drug isn't the product. It's what it does to you psychologically. You have to think about serotonin and dopamine levels and what
Oh,
serotonin and dopamine and what
okay.
releases
What
that
does marijuana do
stuff.
to you psychologically? Since you want to talk about the psychological effects of things.
Well, psychologically, it has no effect psychologically. What marijuana does, I'm talking about for me. I'm not talking about for nobody else. What marijuana does for me, it helps my anxiety. Where
Doesn't cannabis create a sense of euphoria?
um some people say water can cause, some people say drinking
Okay,
water
okay,
can
we're not
cause
talking
a
about
sense of
water
euphoria.
though. Does cannabis cause a sense of euphoria?
It causes a sense of balance, wellness. It do change your
Okay,
mood.
so and when they're
Yeah.
studying a drug, they're not just studying it from one person, they're studying it from a group of people, right? Marijuana has been known to have various effects. Not everybody's going to feel the same effect, but marijuana does create a sense of euphoria, a sense of wellness. Therefore, it does have a psychological aspect because those would be psychological feelings.
Right. And that's what
We
I'm
can agree
saying.
on that.
It's just
We
like
can agree on that. So we can't say that it doesn't have. Now, okay, so since it
you
does have
talking to a
those effects,
stoner.
it also has physical effects
You
because we hold on. I promise I'm gonna give you the floor, and I'm
all
not
right.
arguing your. Well, we are debating, but
No,
it
we're not
has.
debating. We're having a conversation,
We're having a
mama.
conversation, and since
That's
it
it.
alters the state and it alters your state of mind. It alters your state of mind because some people can go from being depressed to feeling normal after smoking marijuana, right?
You can get that same effect from having sex.
You can't get that same effect from
Yes,
having sex.
listen,
Absolutely.
listen,
But
maybe
having sex
what I'm
isn't.
trying. Let me 1 second. What I'm trying to do, I'm not saying that a drug isn't a drug. I'm not saying that an addiction isn't an addiction. What I'm doing is I'm making a generalization between one and the other. We can't say one thing is a drug and addictive, and we can't say another thing isn't just because it isn't a drug or addictive. You see what I'm saying? So one thing can be classified as an addiction, even though it's not a drug.
You're right.
And
So
you know what I'm saying? So
let me
when we
give you the
talk
floor.
about,
I'm gonna
go
speak.
ahead, go ahead.
I want you to make your point, and then I'm gonna counter it because I'm on the opposite side. Okay, I'm gonna counter it.
It's all good because I
Go
look
ahead.
at
You
it
got
like
the floor.
this. I look at it like this. We all have our vices, man. And
Okay.
sometimes you can have a person that's totally sober, don't drink, don't smoke weed, don't do nothing,
Okay.
but their addiction is going to work and making money. You cannot, that's their drive, that's their euphoria. That will get their dopamine going, getting up, going to work, and that's their thing. And you cannot pull them away from that. It's like an addiction. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a nymphomaniac. That's an addiction. You know what I'm saying? Just like a pyromaniac. You know what I'm saying? Addicted to playing with fire. People have these types of things, these psychological attachments to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Some people choose drugs. Some people choose other things, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not debating. But when we classify something as an addiction, it doesn't necessarily have to be a drug. But I know what
Let's
you.
say this in respect of the marijuana, okay? Because I want to make this perfectly clear. When I'm talking about is it a drug or not? Hold on, how do I untoggle? When I'm talking about is it a drug or not, that I am asking how you guys feel, but if I'm asking if it is, then the answer is just simply yes. How you doing, like Kendra? But let me say this: marijuana. So medicine, any type of medicine is a drug, right? You use to treat something. I'm not even going to get into the specifics of how it's classified, what type of drug is classified as. Besides the, I'm not just talking about like
You
the.
about to make me go to Wikipedia right quick.
No. Let me say this. People, let me tell you. So some people do use marijuana. Some people do use marijuana strictly as medication. They do, and so it does relieve symptoms in if you got like AIDS, HIV. Oh, I don't know if they use it for HIV, but I do know for AIDS, right? Cancer, multiple sclerosis, and other stuff like that conditions. So some people do use it for that, even though a doctor cannot prescribe it because they cannot subscribe Schedule One drugs. They can't, but they do get it from other places. And I've even heard I've heard, I don't know if I'm saying this right, medical professionals speak about the medicinal benefits of marijuana. But just like anything else that's used to treat something, they're definitely going to call that a drug. And I don't want to demonize that word because it is what it is. It treats stuff, and our mood is altered. And that's just what it is. But it doesn't mean
Right.
that I'm saying that you're going to get addicted to something. Just like Tylenol is a drug. Are you going to get addicted to Tylenol? Absolutely not. All right. No. And it's scheduled different. So that's what I'm saying. And I'm going to say this. So I cannot say it does not have its benefits. And I don't want you guys to think I'm arguing that point because I'm not.
Okay, I just wanted to. Can you hear me, Mu?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I want to go into the definition of what they say a drug is based upon Wikipedia. It says a drug is any chemical substance that causes a change in an organism's physiology or psychology when consumed. And I want to stress upon the word chemical.
Can you read the definition again?
All right. A drug is any chemical substance that causes a change in an organism's physiology or psychology when consumed.
Listen, I'm not about to argue with you or Wikipedia.
No, it's not an argument. We just trying to lay a framework or a groundwork of what we're talking about. I'm not going to argue with you about this. It's not. We having a conversation, Ma. It's not a
Are you
point.
using marijuana exactly how it comes from the ground in the earth, or has it been synthesized?
Well, some marijuana have been synthesized. Some have been, that's why I don't smoke all marijuana.
Can
It's
I ask
certain.
you, Noble? Can you go? I mean, let's say you were to say, "Hey, I'm not gonna smoke or use mushrooms or do anything like that again." Well, we're talking about
Mhm.
marijuana in this case. Would you feel any side effects from it? And I'm just asking.
No, no. With the mushrooms, it's and like the mushrooms and DMT, you get a time gone, it's over until the next trip. It's not like you be driving on the street and all of a sudden you start tripping again. No, mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, and ayahuasca and DMT don't work like that because I deal with it on a spiritual level. When I'm dealing with things like ayahuasca, DMT, and shrooms, I'm going on a spiritual journey. It's something that I'm trying to deal with myself. I'm doing shadow work. I'm
Wait a minute.
tapping in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Noble.
I'm tapping into my subconscious mind, trying to draw out that which is within. That's what I do when I'm using psilocybin mushrooms and DMT and ayahuasca and things like that. I'm not using it to, go out here and be tripping and be high and be a groovy guy. No,
No,
it's
and
a
I get that.
yeah.
What you just read is no different than just reading that study respectfully, right? Plus one. No, you guys are not gonna be saying ridiculous stuff like is sugar a drug? Sugar is one of the most addicting substances, but sugar is not classified as a drug. So now y'all just making shit up. Yes,
That's
you
why.
can be
That's why.
addicted to
That's why.
sugar, but that's what I'm saying. We're not arguing
Right.
what's addictive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
We just
simply
having a conversation.
the
That's it.
question was originally in my poll, is marijuana a gateway drug? Do I think that it is? No, I think you could say that for anything. But is sugar a drug? Are you guys are we giving our kids drugs for Easter and stuff like that? Let's stop the nonsense. Yes, sugar
Right.
does have a
I
lot of
think
effects of the drug once it hits the brain, and we become addicted to sugar, but we become addicted to things that's not considered a drug. We become addicted to gambling. We become
that's what
addicted.
I'm saying.
So
Right.
now, so you're talking about addictions and drugs, and those are two different conversations, you guys. And
Right.
I don't want to get too technical with
That's
the
all
stuff.
I'm saying.
Y'all already sending me these. Thank y'all
Right.
for the super chats, even though they're hate
Mm.
message super chats. Thank you still. All right, I'm
No,
still gonna
but
catch
MU, I think this is a healthy conversation because you're dealing with a person like yourself that's dealing with sobriety, that's coming off of, hard drugs and shit, and your journey is beautiful. You know what I'm
you.
saying? And this conversation should always be had. Like, okay, so what is the conduit of addiction? Is it trauma? Is it psychological? Is it physiological? Is it peer pressure? What is it? What is it that makes a person do what they would have to turn to something that's going to change their physiological or their psychological mindset? Why is it? Is you trying? Maybe something happened in a person's life that was traumatic, and they wanted to mask it with weed or alcohol or
I agree
whatever.
with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Those are good questions.
So
Listen, sugar is not a drug because food is. If I'm not gonna listen to somebody that's just in the YouTube chat trying to argue if sugar is a drug is not classified as food. Hold on, you guys. Let me
I
pull up
think
this
we're
thing.
just dealing with the
Hold on. Let
ass.
me say this. So, what
Yeah,
makes a drug a drug? And these
when
are
it's an
journals
addiction.
and stuff that I read, like medical journals, right? And this is the definition. I don't need y'all definitions. It says any substance other than food that is used to prevent, diagnose, treat, or relieve symptoms of a disease or abnormal condition. Okay? Anything other than that. But I'm not saying that sugar is not addicting, so stop. Drugs can also affect how the brain and the rest of the body works and causes change in mood, awareness, thoughts, feelings, or behavior. So
Mm.
we can become addicted to food, but food is not considered a drug and it's not classified that way. And just because you keep putting it in the chat is not going to make it classified that way. Go ahead, Noble.
No, I'm just saying that I think this is a very healthy conversation because we have to understand that when
He's
we're
addicted
dealing with
to a substance, Red Wings, but drug is not. Sugar is not a drug, and it doesn't matter if you are typing in all caps or not. It's still not a damn drug. Okay, let me go on mute.
it's not a drug because it haven't been classified by the FDA as a drug. That's a lot of things has been classified as drugs through the federal. One, I ain't gonna say the FDA. You know, um, But the main point that I'm really trying to make to everybody is no matter if it's cocaine, crack, heroin, food, cars, clothing, money, work, pussy, it don't matter. Dick, it don't matter. If you're using one of these things as a relief or reprieve from our ordinary life, it's a drug. If I have to go and get a cheeseburger to make me feel better, that's a drug. If I have to go to the store and buy the red bottoms to make me feel important, it's a drug. And I understand completely where MU was coming from. And the main thing I'm trying to get people to understand is that just because a person did crack and they being sober, just because you ain't do crack or you ain't do heroin or you ain't do none of them drugs, and you on your way to sobriety, and a person is judging you, and they still can't get away from eating hamburgers. They can't get away from, they
It
still.
sounds funny. I'm sorry.
I know it sounds funny. I'm doing it on purpose, but I just want people to understand something. Don't be so quick to judge another person's sobriety. Everybody's going through their same shit, whether it's weed or heroin or cocaine or meth. Oh, it don't matter. Everybody going through their own shit. If this is what this your baby, the sobriety sector. It's
Mm-hmm.
being sober from what you're trying to be sober from. What's been fucking your life up? What's been having you up as being a subpar human? You know what I'm saying? That's been keeping you out your shine and your light. And when you get away from that, when you break away from that, and you feel liberated from that, that makes you feel better. But that becomes an addiction also. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be careful. We can't blur the lines. We just have to call a spade and understand that we all are just trying to be better people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
we
do
are. And I didn't have this conversation to make people, well, it's gonna make some people upset. I get it. Reese, no, I agree with you, Reese. And there's a natural high that we get. You get a high from working out. I get high. Like, well, what I'm saying about that, okay, technically, your endorphins and your dopamine levels and all that shit. You do feel that same effect. You can get that same effect from working out. You can feel high from it, right? Because of what's happening in the brain. Uh
Yep.
Absolutely. And Don Cato said the main point is to get to how drugs are being used. Well, can you hit the link? I can't have those kind of. I don't know. The main point is to
I would
get
love to
to
have that
how
conversation with
drugs
Don
are
Katie.
being used to weaponize society. That would be a
Yeah.
great point,
I
and that
would
would
love
be
to have that conversation.
we
No doubt.
pretty much. I mean, because I don't want to get caught up so much because it feels like when I'm saying, okay, it's a drug, it's a drug, it's a drug. Some people are taking it like, why are you taking this stance on drug? I'm not. There's so much more to it. It's classified that way. A drug is like
I
a drug
think
can be anything, but not food. Anything that alters your mood is considered a drug, right? Not food. But sugar does parallel drugs in a lot of ways and how it affects your brain, but that's a different conversation. And I would love to have the conversation about sugar if some of you want to join that panel. All right.
I'm gonna tell you this though. It's not
Well,
so
let me
much
say this real fast. I'm
sugar.
going to give you a floor right now. Let me say
Go
this real
ahead.
fast. I don't want to forget my thought. I'm more interested. I didn't get to this point yesterday because the conversation went left. Is why is it when we know it's not as dangerous as heroin, the government saying, I understand even when pizza's like F the government and stuff like that, right? I understand that because why are they trying to say it's just as dangerous as heroin? That goes way back. And that's when you have to look at something and not go by just what you see or what you've learned, because now you have to ask the questions why. Why are they doing that? Why were they able to throw all these people in prison for all these years for something like marijuana when it's not going to cause you to go out and harm somebody like a heroin addiction and not everybody on heroin does this shit, but we know heroin or meth, right? So those are the questions I never got to because we never got through it because somebody wanted to come up talking about it's not, whatever. There's a bigger picture and I don't want to stress that. And the bigger picture is how is this used to disrupt families and all the other stuff that goes along with it. I can't believe that we're in 2024 and it's still considered as it's still classified the way that it's classified. We never got to those conversations.
Well, we have to understand this is that um I really don't want to go into the conspiracy shit, but you have to understand that when the whole country, I'm not talking about just black people or melanated people. I'm talking about everybody. They hit us with crack. I mean, in the '80s, I don't know how many of y'all in the chat understood what 80, 88, 89 into the early 90s, what that meant. We was out here having a good time. We was out here balling. You know, then next thing you know, guess what happened? Crack hit. Crack destroyed whole communities. And it wasn't a black man or a white man in the goddamn um a camper van like um my man in Breaking Bad making crack. How did it happen? What was the conduit? Why did why did we get attacked with drugs in the pristine of civilization when we were supposed to go up? You know, and it was a situation that was made because they didn't want us to rise up. They didn't want people to reach a certain level of consciousness, man. And so, and just like after we got past the crack, they hit us with what? Fentanyl. Now, fentanyl is the next thing. No, before the fentanyl was the flocker. From the flocker came the fentanyl. I mean, we have to really look at it. We up here like trying to generalize an addiction. It's not about an addiction. It's about a drug. And so when we go into the drug, we have to really think about, okay, why are you using it? Okay, why are you taking Tylenol when you can get some turmeric and eat a bark of turmeric and it'll help your heart, your headache. You don't gotta take no Tylenol.
I think that what so I never got to this part of the conversation. I probably won't be able to because I'll definitely need I gotta refresh my memory on some stuff. I hear what you're saying, Noble. And so I'll have to make it clear that when I'm talking about drugs, I didn't even hit the addiction part, which is why you guys did not hear me say that marijuana was addicting yesterday because I didn't talk about it. But I eventually went and had a conversation on how it came into the communities. People didn't get prosecuted for it. How this war on drugs was a big deal, and it. We like to think that things were so long ago, but it affects us still today. And marijuana being legalized is another conversation, but it all has to do with this war on drugs. Listen, you can grow this shit in your yard, and the thing, you know that you're getting a healthy batch of something. So I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing the benefits of marijuana, right? But there's just a bigger picture I just never really got to. And people are throwing other addictions in the chat. Sugar is very addicting. I acknowledge that, but I wasn't really talking about what was addicting. I was talking about, is it considered a drug? Is it a gateway drug? Because I wanted to get into how it became in our neighborhoods and how it became criminalized and what's happening in our society as an effect of marijuana. And is it stronger today than it was years ago? So, and that has to do with the THC levels and stuff like that. So those are the conversations that I was leading to, and I really wanted you guys to be a part of that conversation. All right. There's a lot of misconceptions about marijuana. Medical journal needs updating. I agree with that, Bish Baby. And I wonder when was the last time they did update the information about marijuana. All right. I do know that the statistics that came out in 2021 are the most recent that you can find that has been validated. And we're not going to get in 2000 and where are we? 2021. So 2031 we get, you know, the statistics will come out again. But as of right now, everything I looked up was the most recent that I could find. But I do wonder if the medical journals have been updated. And I said a lot there. Noble, so when I was talking to you now, speaking about personal experiences, you have a lot to add because the next subject, I guess we're going to do meth. But when I get to mushrooms, you know, I don't know too many people that have actually used it, but some people are, okay, so this is another subject for another day. But it's just interesting to me when people say that marijuana is natural, then they argue that mushrooms is not, because mushrooms is another thing that was going to become legal. Not saying it was going to become legal, but they were thinking about passing a law to legalize mushrooms. And I'm just like, I don't know. Are all these things a distraction from what's really going on? I'm not sure what happened with mushrooms, but anyways, I'm not sure what happened to Noble. But you guys, y'all see kind of where I was going with the conversation. So I don't want you guys to feel that
I'm back.
um
I'm back. I'm back. I was muted.
it's okay. I don't want you guys to feel like, hey, you know what, I'm attacking you guys, or I look down on people that smoke weed when most of the people I know smoke weed. You know, I can't say most, but a lot of people do. Okay, yeah, having a conversation with yourselves. Go ahead, Noble. Do you have anything you want to add? Don't. Oh, okay, y'all talking about yourself, each other.
Mhm.
I pretty much. I think it was a healthy conversation, you guys. Do y'all think it was healthy? I don't
Yeah,
think it
that's
was.
all I got. That's all I gotta add. I will allow people to find their own way. I mean, we all have our flaws. You know, some things we are more um attached to that causes us to feel a certain way of the what they call that you just said it, euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it could be going to the store and buying some clothes. It could be going to the gym and working out. You know, it could be anything, and it gives you that drive to move forward. Some people choose drugs, and I think that's what the sobriety sector is primarily about. If I'm wrong, say I'm wrong. But I think it's like getting away from whatever it is your addiction may be. Because I used to be a gym rat. I'm about to become a gym rat again. Hey, MU, I
That's great.
just got a car too. I just brought a car.
Congratulations. What kind of car did you get?
I got a Chevy Equinox. I
Oh,
was
what?
gonna get a Chevy Equinox.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna get a Cadillac or a Lincoln. I saw Lincoln Nautilus that I was gonna get,
Congratulations.
but the notes on it was like $700 a month. I was like, I can't. No. I was like, I'm just gonna go. I just went ahead and brought a car. I just brought it for seven.
Congratulations, Noble. You are moving up. You're still see things is so and let me tell you something. Noble functions the way he functions, and we do what we gotta do to get by. So these are just conversations, y'all. I don't want y'all to take it personal. Do I look down on Noble? Do I look what? Okay, y'all. I'm getting distracted with some of y'all messages. I can't keep up.
Because you
Um
always reading chat.
no,
Stop
no, no. My
reading
mother
chat.
calling something to my attention. Okay, moderator, I see your message. Don't let me forget that. I'll address it before I leave here. Um, I guess there's some YouTube shit going on. I'm gonna call it out. But
Um,
I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna address it right now because I want to say this. Oh, okay. I'm gonna call that out in a second. But let me say this. Noble has his car right now, and then Noble, the last I checked, was in a relationship and stuff. Like, is in a relationship. Seems like you're like. I'm glad that things are going well for not a relationship, working towards it, right? I'm glad that things are going well, Noble. And that's the funny thing about life. We go through some hard times, right? You people do what they do to get by because life is hard, life is difficult, and we all want to feel okay. But I'm just really glad that you got your car and things are falling into place with you because you deserve that. You know what I mean?
yeah, I could have
A
been
gym
got the car.
mouse. He said a gym rat.
I mean, I could have been got it months ago, but I was trying to get a certain car, you know, and
That's awesome, Noble. See, I'm happy when I see stuff like that. Like, it's like we know, you know what I mean. Like for a while now, I don't have a you guys know what? I don't have a problem with people catching a bus. I don't think that makes you a so-called dusty or anything like that because I believe in going green. Okay, I'm all about the earth. Y'all know me. I'm about the earth and nature and all that shit. And I don't live in a place where transportation like that is practical, right? But if you're like in New York and stuff like that, my point is this: I don't put people down for their transportation. I think that women and other people that put guys down, or guys putting down women because they don't drive, I think that's kind of ignorant. Because a lot of people choose public transportation. I just got off subject, But anyways, congratulations on your vehicle. I was just saying that just because a person doesn't drive doesn't mean anything. But the fact that you got your car, congratulations on that. I got off subject. It's all tied together. There's a what? Conspiratorial aspect to it that the conversation needs to progress to. That's what I was trying to do. Everybody's congratulating Noble. Congratulations, Noble. Damn. When I go to places like New York, or mostly New York, Mexico is a place I didn't drive in really. But I haven't been to Mexico in a while. New York has great public transportation. I didn't enjoy driving in New York, so plus I wasn't ready for that. I should have read. I just been putting up comments before I read them. I should have practiced first. Anyway, hey Bevan, Be Lying Show, how you doing? Congratulations, Noble. I like to hear stuff like that, you guys. And this conversation, you guys. So I do have to get to the war on drugs eventually. I have to do a little bit of homework first, and why the conversation that I wanted to have. Addiction is a separate thing. We'll cover that one, but why is marijuana scheduled the way that it's scheduled, and how it was used to affect our societies and stuff like that. Is that too deep for you guys? But those are the conversations that I want to have. The meth thing, talking about methamphetamines, I could talk about meth all day. I would bore you guys. I would never compare any drug to that one because that's a beast. And the way that it takes a hold on your brain, there is no way that I will ever compare marijuana to methamphetamines. And when I heard that repeated, I'm like, okay, they're trying to really trivialize this conversation. I've never said that. And I don't feel that you have to use a substance to be able to talk about it. So with that being said, when I have that conversation, I would like to hear you guys' input on it. But marijuana is tricky because no one likes to think of themselves as using a drug. But what was interesting to me is how easy people can say, oh, this person is using drugs because they drink coffee, and nobody really got upset about that. And you guys are a lot of you are coffee drinkers in the chat. But then when I say something like, okay, well, marijuana is a drug, people got upset about that, and not the fact that people were saying that coffee was a drug. You know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting to me, the mindset of people. See you later, Noble. Thank you for coming up. As Hutchison, I thought you didn't see my. I'm sorry. I thought I'd let you know. Darn it. Well, you guys were on the panel. That's why I didn't want to interrupt her panel. We were over there at Sheila's. I had got upset about something, and I wanted to address Pizarro's live stream and my live stream, because when I listened to my live stream, I took back all apologies. But yeah, we were just I was just talking about the direction. Pizarro came up for a little bit. I was talking about the direction that I was going with the conversation, and that is the war on drugs, what I wanted to talk about, and why is marijuana a Schedule 1 drug? Let me go back to my notes. Hold on, you guys. Let me go back to my notes. Sorry. So I could do a recap. But if you're not doing anything, you can come up. I'll say I've been live for 2 hours. Let me say this. So those are the conversations that I want to go into, but I wanted to clear that stuff up because I don't want there to be hard feelings for this conversation, because we're really just exchanging information. Okay. And then when I have the conversation, God, I lost my article. Hold on, you guys. I had it saved here and I lost it. When I have the conversation about addiction, that's a whole different conversation, because now we're talking about ex addictions. We're talking about a lot more things, gambling, and why we become addicted to stuff. Hey, Sheila, you were live. I didn't want to interrupt your stream because you had a good panel going, so that's why I didn't tell you guys that I was live. Okay, I enjoyed your live stream. Hold on, you guys, I lost it. So why is it a Schedule 1 why is it under the Controlled Substance Act? It's a Schedule 1 substance. All right. So you're welcome. You guys had a good stream. I support Sheila. That's my sis. And I support, as Hutchinson was on her panel and things like that. And I didn't want to interrupt it. But if you guys missed the stream, go back and watch it because she was having a good conversation about doxing and content creators. And there was a lot of good things that was happening on the panel. And then Shelly went live earlier about what was happening, just different stuff in the beef sector and different things, you guys. There's a lot of things that's happening right now. So I do appreciate y'all support as well. Right, Jess. And I'm glad you said that so I can separate it. That's what I was trying to say. Drugs combo versus addiction conversation. So that's what we'll do. We'll have those conversations. And you guys, did I clear up everything? Put a one in the chat if you guys were able to follow me. And if you disagree with me, it's okay because it's just a conversation. It's just a conversation, so I hope I covered it. Shelly, I did play a part of my stream from yesterday. Hey, emails. I did play a part of my stream from yesterday, and I hope I was able to address some of that stuff. I know that you missed it, but I didn't want you guys to feel like I was putting marijuana down. I just think that I'll get better at these kind of conversations, and that way nobody feels disrespected by it. And I'm sensitive to what everybody is going through because I wasn't trying to put anybody down that uses marijuana. All right. You put a 2. Why a 2, Cannon? You didn't follow me? What's good, emails? They're closely connected, but we can separate them in this discussion. Yeah, Jess, I think that we do have to discuss separate it because when you're talking about what's a drug, now all drugs are addicting, and there's a lot of people that's in the chat that's going to say marijuana is not addicting. And that was interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a poll in the morning about that. But I was strictly talking about how it was classified, and I never got to the why it was classified that way. And that's kind of that's a more complicated discussion. Because, okay, let me read this to you guys. Tell me if you agree or disagree, all right? Okay. Is marijuana classified as a stimulant, depressant, hallucinogen, or narcotic? All right. This is what I've been getting as I've been studying, right? Marijuana could be classified as all of the above. It could be a stimulant, depressant, hallucinogen, and a narcotic. I never really thought of it as a narcotic. That one confuses me. I can see the other ones. Can be, but see, that's what I mean. It's just there's just so much on marijuana, and I really didn't realize how controversial the topic was. So, cannabis can produce a range of effects. I'm reading from a journal, y'all. Cannabis can produce a range of effects that vary from person to person, which makes it difficult to classify it as any single type of drug, you guys. So, we do know that alcohol is a depressant. I kind of wish I was talking about alcohol next. Maybe I will. We'll see. But I could tell you a stimulant. We know methamphetamines is a stimulant, right? Cocaine and stuff like that. But depressants like alcohol, Xanax, and things like that. Opioids are your painkillers. How so? I don't know. Marijuana produces a range of effects, so it's just complicated. But blessed, you got that right. They say all of the above. Good night. When Sheila, sweet dreams, talk shit, but okay. Hey, Mad Dog. Y'all got any final thoughts for me? Because I pretty much, Asabi, he smoked for so long, no one knew that quitting would cause severe depression. Yeah. My husband's best friend smoked marijuana for many years. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Asabi. See, I think that you really don't know how something affects you when you, I mean, unless you try to quit something, do you know that you're addicted? That's just another subject for another day. But I love New York too, baby. Coffee is deliciously painful. When you're addicted to it, it's fun in the beginning, but by the end of the day, you feel like somebody ran through the mud. Really? I don't drink coffee, so I don't know. No, we feel so bad. We wanted to be here to support you also. Oh, as Hutchison, no, I understand. She was live, and I was actually, I didn't know I was going to be live this long, but it got a little heated, a little. So I was going to go back over there because I was only planning on streaming for an hour. But that was a good conversation. Okay, you guys, can I change the subject real quick? See, you're on By Bush, baby. So, well, thank you. I get stimulated by great topics. Thank you, Bless. Before I get out of here, I finished my commentary. All right, so the chat's open to whatever. And your feedback means a lot. I'll get better at these kind of conversations, you guys, but I just wanted to give us something to think about and talk about something that does mean a lot to me. Because at the end of the day, it's about our lives, having a healthier life, and just knowledge. What is going on in this damn world? Why are they like just what is going on? Okay. I think that we're also addicted to distraction, and there's some serious stuff that's going on. Things going on in Hollywood nobody talks about. This bridge, the elections coming up. I don't want to be distracted from anything that's going on. Okay, and that's anything. And these conversations are just conversations. I don't want you guys to think bad about it. Now, let me get off of that subject because I talked about it as much as I could. I got a message. Okay, you guys, let's change the subject real quick. Aw, Reese. And then I'm going to get out of here. My final thoughts for you is to enjoy your health, loved ones, and get you a cute Easter outfit. I need to get a dress for Easter, do I? I don't know. Let me change the subject real quick so I can get out of here. MU, hey, sorry I was in Sheila. I know. She had a good stream. I had to put my son to bed. Love you. I will replay. Thank you, AKD. Thank you, member. You guys, thank you all for getting y'all memberships and stuff like that. Before I get out of here, because I've been live for 2.5 hours, I got a message. Now, I didn't see this. I'm going to say allegedly, but I'm going to call it out. So we get a little, and do a little YouTube stuff before I get out of here. Rico, I don't know if you're in my clouds. Hang on, when you guys send me these messages, I gotta kind of tell me when did this happen. I don't know if this stuff is recent or not. Hold on. So anyways, I don't know what's going on with Rico. The brat. I guess he goes by Rico the Sleeve now. They said he got called out for putting, I don't even know if I could read this. There's something that happened with Rico, and it had to do with Demon Soul, Ness, and Uppity. I don't know what the hell is going on. He put something around a black woman's picture. Where's Rico? I don't know. Did you guys hear anything about that? I didn't hear anything about that. I don't know, but that's they're saying it's happening. And are you guys silencing Rico in these sectors? Did y'all know anything about that? I don't know. I guess I'll have to address that another day. I gotta do my research. I don't know anything about that. And if you guys have seen something like that, I gotta tell you, those are things that's happening online that I'm just tired about. I'm tired about the kids. I'm tired with the doxing. I'm tired about all that shit. I don't find it funny when we're messing with people's life. There's other things that's gonna entertain me besides that. And that's what I'm gonna say about that. All right. Some people are saying that they want to block him and things like that. I don't know, you guys. I'm gonna have to ask for receipts. I gotta ask for receipts. I didn't see any of it. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I don't know. We can talk about it another day. He put the picture in. Okay, so it was yesterday. Let's find out about today. Oh, okay. There's some stuff that's going on with Rico. I haven't heard it, but it wouldn't shock me about him. Okay. So I'll find out. I'll get the receipts. Listen, with Rico, he needs to log off and worry about his family himself because that stunt on the missile and him at the hospital, he was not in his right mind. We're talking about Rico the Brat. Yeah, we're talking about Rico Brat. I don't think you're talking about. Is that who you're talking about, Reese? I'll wait for you guys to say that, and then I'm gonna get out of here. So I don't know the story, and I'm only getting it in pieces. Yeah, if there's a picture out there, I don't need to see the picture. I take your word for it. If you've seen it, I don't need to see the picture. but I don't think it's funny with I I don't play when it comes to racism and stuff like that and all these I don't know, you guys. Rico is beef sector. That's beef sector. That has to do with you guys. If y'all allow him in your spaces or not. We're not beef sector over here. So, I'll listen to anyone explain. Recess Rico report. Okay, no. They're talking about the brat on this one. He used to be a mod and all that stuff. They're talking about that one. I know, Reese. I know. I'll get them mixed up too. So that's a lot. There's something that's going on where apparently he Mr. Brat, your old mod. Let me just read the message. Rico, my old mod, just got called out for putting around a black woman's picture. The first one was the Miso. This time it was Ness and Uppity. How is that shit funny? I guess I have different type of humor. How is that funny? And who entertains that kind of stuff? If he pee bombs, I talked to him about that. He said he wasn't going to do it again. He said he is Mo 3. Okay, you can say that you're Mo 3, but do they say that you're Mo 3? That's like people can say that they're beef sector or black sector, but do they claim you? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. If he comes in your chat, I'm a blah. Okay. All right, so that's what's happening. I guess he put the picture in Lemon's Discord, and Ness found out about it. Of course, Ness was gonna find out about it. All right. Ness, she has the picture. She's talking about it. Okay. I don't find that kind of stuff funny, you guys. And I'm going to tell you that that's part of the stuff I'm talking about with this online shit. It's just people take it too far. And when you're offending a whole group of people, it's just not funny. Like, how is that funny? Why would you, the missile? But y'all sending me this shit without receipts though, so I really don't want to give commentary on it. Y'all gotta send receipts when y'all send me shit. If that happened and the picture was of Demon Soul, that's one of the things I said I was gonna color colorism again, but I have to do it next week. I would like to know how she feels about it. So I'm gonna leave that there. Reese, I think you're talking about the dark skinned Rico that had the cat. This is the bright one. That's right. All right, y'all. Y'all have any final thoughts for me? There's too many Ricos. I don't think that's funny at all. And as they were talking about another person losing their channel that was doxing the beef sector and stuff like that, I rock with the people I rock with. I'm not giving commentary on anything like that because I'm not giving that kind of shit light or shine. I'm still not going to, but I'm still going to support the people that I support, whatever they are going through. The people in the B sector I support that has rocked with me, I'm still going to rock with them. All right. And I'm going to say that there was a question that was asked earlier. If somebody doxes you, should you dox them back? That was over in Sheila's chat. I don't dox. I'm not that interested in people's life to find out stuff that y'all not putting out here on your own. I'm just not interested in that kind of shit. It's just dark. It's dark. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Keep yourself safe. And thank you guys for just listening to me. All right. I've been here for 2.5 hours. I'm going to start my weekend and prepare for more commentary. So I'll get better at it. Feel free to like, comment, and share. What happens when you're not a sector? What? What happens when you're not a sector? And just say what you see and make comments about what I see. That's what I do. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all for your cash apps and all that good stuff. And I will see y'all on the... Oh, wait. Shelly's coming up. Wait, Shelly. I'm going to bring you up and I'm going to get some water, okay? Wait. Let me make sure this is... Hey, Shelly. Is that you? That's Hutchinson?
Yes, it's me.
Hey.
Yeah, I didn't want you to run away because I know you said you were leaving, and I just got over. And I wanted to... So while you're talking, I'm going to mute, and I'm also going to put something in the back chat for you right quick.
Oh, okay. No, I was really done with what I had to say. But I just got that message as I was leaving. And so one of my moderators had caught something, so I wanted to call it out. you know what, in 2024, I have little tolerance for people that don't have respect for other people. All right. I just don't. I know what it feels like for people to lie on you. I know what it feels like to be doxxed. I know what it feels like to have people play in other people's life. And that's just not the direction I'm going. I don't like this shit. So I'm not participating in it. I don't think it's funny to go around spaces where it's majority, any space, and put, nooses and stuff like that around other people's neck and stuff like that. It's just not funny. And what's interesting, and I'm not trying to get too deep when I'm trying to go because my brain is tired, but all of this stuff, I'm like, Candace Owens, yeah, I know I had to bring it. Hold on. Candace Owens made a comment about a group of people when she said that Hitler would have been okay if he wouldn't have tried to globalize, right? Automatically outed. Why are we able to talk about a different group of people, black people, and nothing? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, I'm not trying to get too deep right now because my brain, like, I'm not. But these are the things. It's like, how are these things even allowed in these spaces without it being considered hate speech? You know what I'm saying? Don't bring that mess over here. Don't bring that kind of nonsense over here. But you say something about a different group of people, those channels are taken down. And I think about stuff like that. That's one of my reasons, regardless if you like Candace Owens or not. There's just a lot of things said about our group of people. And for some reason, it's just like, whatever. I'm going to leave that shit there. Leave it there. So, wait a minute. Oh no.
So whenever you in this,
let me get off camera real fast. Let me get off. Let me get off camera. Let me send this person a message. So, are you serious?
So I was figuring when you in this live, if Alexis wants to come up over here. Matter of fact, Sheila, I need you to hit the link too, sis.
Okay.
I know you said your head is hurting you, but I need to talk to you for just a moment when she ends this live, if y'all don't mind. But yeah, I don't want you to get distracted on what you were talking about. But just as we said, you know what I mean? A system.
Mute your mic, Alexis. You're trying to have this conversation backstage, right?
Yeah, like after your live is over. So we just
okay. Yeah, I am gonna. AKD.
But did you already do the Candace Owens stuff? Talk?
No. That
well. Okay, we'll do it another time then. I want to. I won't say research, but I need to be more caught up on that. And the elder that I watched.
Before I cover it, do your research. I want to cover it before more developments are made. But when she got fired from the Daily Wire, like when she got fired, I'm just like, there's so much more to that, regardless if you're Republican or not. There's just so much more to it because it's just deeper than that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? AKD, what did you want to hit on?
No, the Candace Owens thing. Like, I want to talk when you talk about it. Like, I'll come up.
Okay. Well, stay up here. Let me end the show. Thank y'all for hanging
talk about it. Y'all don't want to talk about it before you go? I'm sure your
people
wouldn't mind you hanging out a little bit longer.
No, let's do it.
I haven't really researched.
A lot of people, because I have to cover the story, because a lot of people don't really understand like why. Some people are just like, my question in my poll was, did she deserve to be fired? And there's quite a few people that's like, well, we don't follow Candace Owens. She's a conservative Republican and stuff like that. So I have to kind of cover like what happened with her. Candace, for me to see a young Black woman, speaking about the things that she speaks of, hanging in these circles. I like Candace, but my thing was the reason that she had got fired and the whole thing.
Yeah, I would love to talk about
that. It just gets deeper than that. So that's another conversation for another day. On that note, I love you guys. Feel free to like, comment, and share. And thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. And I'll see y'all on the YouTube streets. Big hugs. Bye-bye.
Everyone have a great weekend.
Yes, have a wonderful
subscribe
weekend.
to Sheila and S. Hutchison.
Nope, just positivity.
Positivity. And
I
we're
haven't started it yet, so just positive energy. Thank
guys.
you.